Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wake up! Not this one!
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Monday to you. Welcome in. Hello, Tyvis.
Hello, T-Bone.
You doing all right over
I
there?
am, man. You are. I tell you what, if only that we were on and people could hear what we said just 45 seconds ago.
Yeah, we're off to a good start today. I got you laughing, which is always a good thing when we can do that. We have a lot coming up today. We'll talk about our Overachiever of the Week coming up at 7:45. Get you started with someone who we think is going above and beyond in the world of sports and that you should emulate. There's plenty to talk about with Ohio State football. A lot of stuff over the weekend from our guy Berm, who now, of course, is with the Fan. So we'll get into some of what he was talking about. OSU recruiting. What's the new world of NIL that we're looking at, and how is Ohio State maybe not fully on the cutting edge of that? We've got that going on. We've got just a guy getting suspended in pro sports again for gambling, possibly. That's
They act like they shocked by this.
yes. Oh, yeah, and I don't think anybody should be. And, of course, the Blue Jackets, they had a big weekend with the draft and with making trades, so we'll break all that down for you as well. We're going to talk to our guy Dylan Tyre from the Blue Jackets coming up at 8:30. Looking forward to talking with him. But, Tyvis, how was your weekend, buddy?
You know, my weekend, I found out that sleeping in has changed. You know, back when I was banking,
There you go.
sleeping in to me was 7 o'clock. Like if I got to 7 o'clock, like, all right, that's it. Like, I'm refreshed. I'm ready to roll for the entire day. I got a lot of energy. Like, don't get me wrong, I always got energy, but like 7 o'clock, I got a ton of energy.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend I went to bed around, let's throw 10 o'clock out there. Let's say I went to bed at 10 o'clock. Do you know Saturday morning, I woke up at 4:35.
Oh, no.
Ready though. Like ready to go. And I'm looking like, hold on now. This is Saturday. This is my day to catch up on some of that rest that everybody talk about. Catch up on rest. So I forced myself to go back to sleep. I literally had to force myself to go back to sleep. I woke up at 5:30 and I was ready to go. And then Sunday.
Sorry, that's not. I mean, I get it. I'm with you that I too am an early riser, but
Yeah.
4:30,
Yeah.
and then
5:30.
force yourself back to sleep, and then at 5:30, I've been there. I've done that too, and
So
that,
I said,
that
"This
sucks.
I got a little trick. This what I'm gonna do. Saturday, I'm gonna play around a little longer. I'm gonna go to bed at like 10:30, 10:45,
Yeah.
close to 11. You know what time I woke up Sunday? 5:30. I said this.
That's just no good. We don't like that. See, I went to bed on Saturday night. The latest I've stayed up in a while. I stayed up till midnight. It wasn't even on purpose. It was just.
You gonna throw your work schedule.
Well, you know what I did?
Playing with fire.
I watched your father, Denzel, who you talk about.
Yep.
So I had never watched the Equalizer movies.
What?
I know.
What are you
know.
doing?
I'm stupid. I admit it. Listen,
What are you doing?
here's what happened. I used to have like something going on with my life where I would be involved in things and I knew about pop culture. And then 2010 hit, we had our first child, and I've just recently emerged from the cocoon of children. And I'm like just now going back to like, oh yeah, the Equalizer franchise. That seems like that would be right up my alley. So I watched the Equalizer 2. I had seen the Equalizer.
Okay, so you have seen one.
I saw one.
Okay.
And then I went and watched that like a couple weeks ago. And then I watched Equalizer 2, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Now I got to go to Equalizer 3.
Well, don't have high expectations.
That one wasn't as good?
It's cool. It's not 1 and 2.
2 was great.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't, by the way, Pedro Pascal, no mustache. Almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't even realize it first. And then I'm like, oh, there he is. That's him.
That is him.
After the first couple of scenes, I'm like, that's Pedro Pascal. What? And I IMDb'd it. And I'm like, sure enough, it is.
Dang, that is him.
Well,
I'm thinking of him in The Last of Us with the thick stash.
Well, yeah. Now he's become the hottest thing in Hollywood,
what is he?
right?
He's doing something with Marvel soon, isn't he?
Yes, he's Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, I believe.
He's doing well for himself.
Is that Marvel or D? I think that's Marvel.
I think it's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Dylan is here. Dylan, that's what I was pretty sure it wasn't DC. I thought it was in a Marvel franchise, but I'm glad we cleared that up. Anyway, so I stayed up late watching that. Midnight, went to bed. Woke up at 8:30.
Ooh.
And I mean, to tell you, when that happened, I also had a panic attack because I'm like, 8:30, the show's almost okay.
I'm going to just tell you.
It's Sunday. I'm good.
I'm going to tell you that Deion Sanders says that if your man...
What does he say about it? Go ahead.
Ladies, if your man sleep past 7 o'clock, leave him. That's what he said.
Yeah, you know what I have to say to Dion on that?
What's that?
Sorry. Just look. Hey, you know what? I'll call him right now. Dion, what time is it where you are? It's 3 a.m.?
Is he on the West?
4 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's in Colorado. It's mountain time, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
We'll give him a call, see if he's up. If he is, good for him. If he's not, then guess what? I get up earlier than you.
No, you got to wait till 9 o'clock our time.
No. On average, I'm up earlier than him every day of the week. Now, maybe on Saturday or Sunday I'm not, but on average I am. I'm going to count it. All right, so we got plenty to get into today. We can start off with the Blue Jackets draft. And actually, I think we should start just with the draft picks, and there were some trades and things to get into as well. But
I'm shocked.
Did you think they would have two? Did you think they would make 2 first-round picks on Friday? I didn't think they would. I thought they'd have traded one of them.
I was sitting there the whole time like, all right, they getting closer to them about to make this pick. I'm like, I'm just waiting on them to announce that the pick got traded.
Yeah.
No, they went right up there and made they select both of them. I was like, wow, all this talk and all this buzz about them trading these picks. I just knew they was going to be aggressive. I was waiting for the power move, move that's going to take this franchise to the next level.
Well, that's part of – now, it's not the only tool they have in the toolkit, right? July 1st, tomorrow, free agency starts. So they can go just sign guys who are available, right?
Like who? What's the name out there?
I know who you want. You're all in on Mitch. I got it.
I'm just saying.
But the Jackets did select with the 14th overall pick, Jackson Smith, who I think on this program we're going to have to call him Njigba on this show, just because as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's too crazy that you have a guy who's, again, Jackson and Smith are very common names, but to have them together, the Ohio State connection as well. But yes, Jackson Smith, 6'4", 200-pound, two-way defenseman, played 68 games with the Tri-City Americans of the Western Hockey League, scored 11 goals and added 43 assists in that 68 games. So 54 points in 68 games. That's pretty good for a young guy. Mm-hmm. He's also on the Canada U18 World Junior Championship team and had 4 goals in their runs. So, yeah, he's a talented player. Don Waddell said they didn't expect him to be there at 14. The other pick in the first round, shocking to me, Don Waddell defended it and said there's good reason for it. 20th overall pick, they picked Peter Andrianov, who is
goalie
from Russia.
You know what's so funny is here I was. I literally just said, was it Thursday or Friday? I said, do goalies get taken in the first? Yeah, not really. And I said, well, they gonna take a goal.
Well, you were right. You're right, because usually I would say I can't remember what the number is, but it was something like the last maybe 30 years. There's been 20 of them taken in the first round, something like that. So it's not a common thing that happens, but it does occasionally. The Jackets said they feel like he is one of the top guys on their board. They couldn't believe he was there at 20. Fine, I'll take them at their word on that. The issue that I have with it is, among other things, you are a team that needs to win sooner than later now. I know you have to build for the future. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a pick in the second or third round. So they said if we would have waited on this guy, he wouldn't have been there in the second or third round. We couldn't have got him in the fourth round. Didn't want to trade all the way up to get him. We have the 20th pick. Just use it. But this is a guy who is contractually obligated to play in Russia for at least the next 4 years. Now was he 18 years old? So with goalies anyway, you don't typically see them for 4 or 5 years after the draft because it takes them a while to develop and get to that point. But still, that's You're taking a franchise that needs to win now and kind of move that meter to the next level. And they've got talent, don't get me wrong, but a draft pick that high, you would hope you could have parlayed with something else and maybe moved all of that to get something you needed. Instead, you go with not a project, but a guy you're just not even going to see in America for like as a player. He'll come to camps and stuff, but he's not going to be functionally with this team as a professional for 4 or 5 years.
See, and that's the one thing about the NHL that I strongly dislike. I'm not going to use the word hate. I strongly dislike the fact that you can draft a guy and you won't see him for 4 to 5 years because he got other obligations that he has to handle. And I'm so used to when you draft a guy, we'll see him next year at some point. Like maybe he won't start there with baseball. Maybe he starts in the minors. We're here. Maybe he doesn't start up with everybody else. But eventually, by the end of the year, we will see him. And I feel like we waiting on Caden Lindstrom to come through. We got to wait on this guy to come through. We got the guy that's got to go to Penn State.
That's Jackson Smith, right?
And I'm just like, man. why?
You have to look at it like baseball. You have to look at it like baseball. Like in Major League Baseball, if a guy gets drafted, it's fairly rare that he makes his debut that current year, unless he is like a senior in college pitcher, right? They'll bring those guys up sometimes after the summer.
Yes.
But typically, you don't see those guys at least for a year, if not 2 or 3. And if you draft a guy out of high school, you're not seeing him for minimum 2 to 3 years. That's what you have to think of with these hockey picks. Other than the top 2 or 3 guys in a draft, that's roughly about how it goes. Very rare that guys outside the top 5 will impact your club in the first year, at least in what I know of hockey.
Connor Bedard.
Hockey guys, please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Connor Bedard right away, but he's a generational talent. Like the top 3 or 4 guys will impact your roster right away. Like, I'm pretty sure Fantilli. No, he came up like I feel like they drafted him and then he played the final like 9 or 10 games of the next year after he finished up at Michigan. But yeah, it's just rare. You don't typically see those guys until at least a year later. So just kind of how it goes. So we'll talk more about the draft and, of course, the moves the Jackets made. Also, Ohio State having some issues with NIL, it sounds like. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Definitely very noticeably wet and slick out there for your Monday commute. So want to make sure you take it nice and easy on the roads right now. Thankfully, with our time saver traffic map, things are still in the green. No major accidents or crashes to report at this time right now. Good morning to our folks over in Dublin and Hilliard. If you're making your way out the door, thankfully 270 southbound and northbound, not seeing any effects right there. Looking pretty smooth for your Monday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Columbus Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery. Visit experiencecaps.com today and use code TYVISCAPS for $1,000 off a NeoGraft treatment. Central Ohio contractors and homeowners, 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and going whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-284544. That's 380-284544. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
Save big money on everything at Menards. The patio you've been dreaming of is more affordable than you think. And when you do it yourself, you save. Menards has the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscaping blocks ready to take home today. Plus, get free estimates fast using our landscape design program in-store or on Menards.com. Save big money on all concrete landscaping blocks at Menards. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's Lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Colin Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I have been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday morning starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will still have some chances of showers and thunderstorms across the region this morning. Otherwise, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies and wake-up temperatures in the 70s. Those storm chances linger into the second half of the day with highs in the upper 80s. Some storms which could be on the stronger side. And then for tonight, temperatures into the 70s with still a chance of storms for the first half of your Tuesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and you will be right there in the chat. Or you can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Over the weekend, some good news, bad news for OSU on the recruiting front, and that led to a discussion about how Ohio State is competing in the NIL space. So the big news I saw yesterday was Michigan, unfortunately, beating out Ohio State for one of their top defensive end targets in the 2026 recruiting class. That is Carter Meadows, 4-star defensive end, number 9 edge rusher in the country, according to the composite scores from 24/7, number 72 overall prospect. OSU was in on him. He visited a couple weeks ago. He visited Michigan last week. And as sometimes goes in recruiting, the last visit is the one that kind of seals the deal. He ended up making his commitment official yesterday that he is going to the team up north. 6'6", 235, also in the running were Penn State and South Carolina. So he seems locked in like he's going there. Now, it's not all is lost at the defensive end or defensive line position, I should say. Different guys, but they did get a couple of recruits over the weekend in IMG Academy's Cameron Brickell. He's a 3-star guy for 2026. And then also OSU did beat out Michigan, Penn State, and Texas to land a New Jersey defensive tackle, Damari Simeon. He is the second defensive lineman in OSU's 2026 class, but that kind of is the problem, right? I guess now he's the third because there's 2 guys that joined this week, but you're still talking about a very thin defensive line class for next year, and that's not the first time we've heard that.
Well,
with that position group,
it's been,
especially at the edge rushing position.
It's been like what, maybe 4 years in a row that they kind of have missed out on some top recruits and stuff like that, and it's, now you see them scrambling to try to get somebody in the class, and it's going to come back to get you eventually, or you're going to have to pay for it in the transfer portal. That's which is one of the most expensive positions in the transfer portal. So, yeah, we gotta pick that up a little bit.
Yeah. So I saw Buckeye HQ on Twitter. They reached out to Jeremy Birmingham, aka Berm, our guy, one of the if you will, Austin Ward, Jeremy Birmingham, they kind of do their thing now. They're here with the Fan. They obviously cover Ohio State football on all fronts. And Berm is the recruiting expert, among other things, but that's, his bread and butter. So I saw someone question him, Buckeye HQ on Twitter, said, why has NIL never been an issue on the trail for the wide receiver coach, talking about Brian Hartline? Goes back to a little bit of a, concern some have had that Larry Johnson may not be getting the job done at the defensive line position when it comes to recruiting of late, calling that into question yet again. Jeremy Birmingham responded just to the question about the wide receiver thing. He said, because his guys are routinely accepting far less than they're being offered elsewhere to play for a guy that is spitting out first-round picks every year, which makes sense to me, right? I would guess that you get to play for Brian Hartline, say that you're going to Ohio State. But even there, it's not like Ohio State is getting every five-star guy they want. Brian Hartline still gets his five-star guys, but he does have to backfill the roster a little bit. It's not just all the elite talent all the time. Some of them get developed here as well.
Chris Olave.
Yeah, sure. Prime example.
3-star guy.
Who was because Ryan Day was out to recruit
the quarterback
out of his high school. And was it California, right? I feel like that's where it was.
I feel like that's the case.
Somewhere out West Coast.
I wish I remember who the quarterback was.
I can't remember either.
I think they didn't get the quarterback, but they ended up getting Chris.
Which worked out okay. So this led to a bigger discussion because then people are in the Twitter mentions, and Berm was responding to a bunch of them. And I won't read all of it to you here, but you can go look at Jeremy Birmingham's replies on Twitter, and you can see them all there. But he basically more or less laid out Ohio State now, because of the new structure of NIL, where you have players that are getting paid directly from the schools, which is now allowed. You have the revenue sharing that's going on. Ohio State brought the NIL groups in-house under the umbrella term for, was it Buckeye Sports Group? I think it's the group that's pairing up with Learfield. So Learfield does all the media rights. Learfield is the Ohio State Radio Network, which you hear here with Paul Keels, Jim Lachey doing the games. That's Learfield.
Yep.
They also handle a lot of sponsorships for Ohio State, and now they handle this. So that's become very much official, stamped. It's legitimate. It's all done above board the right way, which is what you would expect from Ryan Day and Ohio State. However, other schools have not exactly jumped on board yet. What I would equate it to is it feels like, you tell me if I'm wrong, Tyvis, it feels like when someone sends out a corporate email and says, hey, starting today, you can't park in this lot, you have to park somewhere else or whatever, some corporate email. And a lot of people will go, okay, well, that's what the email says. I'll abide by the email. Other people will go, oh, I didn't see it. Huh? What? Like, ask for forgiveness, not permission, right? Like, whoops, did I miss the email? I'm going to keep doing what I was doing until you yell at me.
Yes.
It does feel like that's what's happening in college football right now.
Well, I mean, listen, the thing with Ohio State is they've always notoriously wanted to do it the right way. Ever since the tattoo thing, like, they have been very conscious of the moves that they make because they don't want to have that type of thing happen again, where they lose scholarships or have to vacate wins and things like that. So since that's happened, they're going to always try to do things the correct way. And I'm not mad at them for doing that. Now, I know other people was like, well, other people are bending the rules. This is the thing. If Ohio State is playing strictly by the book and doing everything the correct way, right now they still have the 5th overall ranked class. So at the end of the day, kids got to make this decision where do I want college to be my max? Like, this is what when I talk to recruits, like, this is what you say. Like, do you want this to be your max, or do you want to get to the next level? Want me to help you get to the next level where you can really break the bank? Because here, you capped off at what? The best player, let's say Jeremiah Smith is making, I don't know, let's say he's making $5 million. Right. But he's also arguably the best player in college football, to where the average kid is probably getting, let's just call it $1 million. They're getting $1 million in college. Well, into the NFL, that's chump change. And what you could potentially get is $100 million. To play quarterback, you get about $300 million. So do you want – so come to Ohio State. We're going to give you some money that's going to be good. You're going to be fine. Listen, Tyvis Powell did it with $0.00, and I was fine. So come here. We're going to put some money in your pocket, but let me at least help you give you a chance to get to the next level to where now you can go out there. You walk into the league, you already ready to play. It ain't no I need to wait a year or figure things out. No, we're going to have you ready to go from day one. You play for 3 to 4 years. You negotiate your next contract. Now you're a $100 million person.
Yeah. I think that makes sense, everything that you're saying. I also see that with Ohio State at some point. It, as a fan, when we see anybody sees, I know players see this, coaches see it, when you see a guy go to Michigan that Ohio State had like circled, targeted, not just at any position, but at a position of specific need with this defensive end prospect that signed with Michigan yesterday. That's the type of thing where I think that's why people are panicking a little bit more. And couple that with one of the biggest recruiting experts that's out there in college football, let alone at Ohio State, saying, oh, yeah, it does seem like Ohio State is a little behind the curve here, not because they couldn't be ahead of it, but because they're choosing to throttle back. Could that be because Ross Bjork is saying, yeah, I don't want to come into my new job and then have us immediately get hit with sanctions? If we're one of the biggest names out there. If they're going to pop somebody, they may be looking at Ohio State first and foremost to send a message. We don't want to be the ones getting that message sent.
The thing is, right now, nobody knows. There is no right and wrong way to do this right now. Nobody knows exactly. It's not perfect science if this is how you should do it. So if Ohio State is still getting the top 5 recruiting class and these kids come in and they're playing and they're doing really good things, people are going to start to steal what Ohio State is doing. Everybody looks to what Ohio State is going to be doing. So if doing it this way works for them, and at some point, like I said, when I seen this revenue sharing and NIL, the thing that it always come back to me is it's starting to put a lot of pressure on coaches. Because now, all right, we can't get you to 5-star. We can get you to 3-star with size. It's up to you to develop him. How good are you at getting this guy to produce on the field? Like now you need to put in some extra work to get this guy up to speed, get him ready for the game. And with a 5-star, they could go out there naturally talented and get it done. But what do you do with the guys that don't have that natural talent? Those guys that's got to actually put in that work. Are you willing to go out there and do extra drills with them? Are you actually able to come in and watch extra film and make sure that these guys understand what the game plan is? How can we get these guys to play fast on Saturdays? That's on coaching. And now, to me, when you don't get those 5 stars, your coaching has to step up and get these guys ready.
Yeah, and I think that's where people look at the defensive line and say, hold on a second. If we're not, like, last 4 games of Ohio State last year, or last 5 games, I would even throw in the team up north game. Defensive line wasn't a problem in that game. They played great, right? But at the end of the day, that was a class that had some dudes in it that we thought, you had the Penn State game 2 years ago, and you had like a few games last year that obviously helped you win a national championship. Has it been to the level day in, week out there? I don't know that it has. So I get why Buckeye fans are questioning things. All right, clip that in 2 minutes. Some of the best audio for your morning. We'll give you that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Taking a closer look at your commute over on the southeast side. Good morning to our folks over in Canal, Winchester, and Pickerington. If you're making your way out the door right now, Gender Road to 270 right here got you at 5 minutes there. Not too bad. A little bit slower than usual, though. 70 to 270, though, looking a lot better at 3 minutes. And hey, to our folks over in Madison County, if you're stepping out the door right now, 16 minutes, a little bit slower, US 40 eastbound, 70 east, West Jefferson to 270, got you at 11 minutes. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Columbus Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery. Visit experiencecaps.com today and use code TYVISCAPS for $1,000 off a NeoGraft treatment.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath the bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
The Valley Ford Swing into Summer Sales event is happening now. Over 650 new Fords with huge pre-tariff savings, plus many with Ford employee pricing or even lower while supplies last. New Escape starting at just $25,990, up to $8,500 off Edges and Explorers, and up to $14,000 off F-150s too.
Hey, it's Stephen Kwan. Steal the better deal at Valley.
Get to Valley Ford of Columbus in Hilliard.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh, my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Well, on Friday, we talked about how the NHL draft, we didn't expect necessarily, Tyvis and I, that the Jackets would use both first-round picks, but they did. They swung a trade with the Colorado Avalanche. They ended up picking up center Charlie Coyle and winger Miles Wood. Didn't have to give up a first-round pick. They did give up a third-round pick in the draft that just happened, plus a conditional second-round pick and prospect Gavin Brindley, which doesn't have every Jackets fan thrilled that they had to give up a prospect like that. However, here is what Don Waddell, GM of the Jackets, had to say about picking up Charlie Coyle and then Miles Wood.
Well, first, we've been looking for a right shot, whether center or right wing, someone that can win faceouts on the right side. You know, we're naturally all left-handed with Monahan, Fantilli, Sillinger, and last year with Sean. So it was started the summer off saying we need to address this. We were not good from the face-off dots from the right side. So, and then Miles Wood brings energy to our team. You know, he can play bottom six positions, either third, fourth line, plays hard. He's one of the guys that skates really well and gets in on the forecheck. So, you know, these type of players, you need them up and down the lineup, and we thought this is just a good fit and price that we're willing to pay.
All right, so there you go. You bringing in a guy that you need a little bit more help at the center, like he said, right-shotted player. That should be a good thing, right? However, you only get him for a year. So you're trading a prospect away to get a guy for a year. Now, maybe they re-sign him. Maybe they do a big deal with him. I don't know. But he's a big-bodied dude who should obviously be able to score some goals for you, I would hope. But, yeah, it's just the type of move that you would hope is going to lead to bigger and better things. But he's 33 years old. I don't know if he's a veteran, right? You're bringing in a veteran guy. You trade away a prospect.
He older than me.
No, Tyvis.
Listen, I'm just telling you.
That's going to get more and more rare, just so you know. As someone who's now 42, I don't see a lot of guys older than me anymore in sports. Tom Brady was the last one I really had, and now he's gone. So
yeah.
That's how it goes.
I think the general consensus of this move was a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were upset by the trade, and they didn't understand it. They didn't understand why they needed to make this move. You know, I think a lot of people kind of like the prospect a little bit better than him. And it was like, when you seen this move, it just didn't move the needle. It was kind of one of those things where people was like, are they just doing something to do it? Because that's kind of what it came off as. But I guess we'll see. You know, when you think about having, you know, different hand shotters, right-hand shotters and left-hand shotters, which is big in the hockey world. I guess, you know, listen, they know more than we do. I'm going to trust the process.
That's good.
I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt because they are paying them for a specific reason to be able to see the things that maybe the casual guy can't see. So there must be something there. I hope it is, because if it ain't, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I do think there's a little bit here with Charlie Coyle of, you know, he's not exactly the cheapest player on the roster, right? He's going to cost you $5 million a year. he brought in 35 points in 83 games last year because last year he played for Boston, got dealt at the deadline to the Avs, and he had one of those rare situations where he played in all Boston's games, and then the Avs had one more game they hadn't played yet. He played in all the remaining games they had, so instead of 82, he got the rare extra game that he played. But he played all year last year.
So he got an extra game check.
Yes,
Good for him.
Good for him. Hopefully that doesn't mean that, given that he's over 30 and he played all 83 games last year, hopefully that means he's really healthy and is going to play a bunch of games with the Jackets this year.
His
and
body's conditioned. That's what it tells.
Right. I hope so. But he is in the last year of that deal. So if, again, you're trying to win now, you're trying to balance that with the future. I think people would have rather seen a prospect leaving the Jackets and or a pick if you were getting someone who was a little bit, I don't know, higher up the chain, if they were able to go out and get someone that, had a little bit more pedigree to them, right? Not that he's a bad player.
They still can. Tomorrow they can shock the world.
They don't right. They could just go sign guys too because of free agency. But the guy that I think a lot of Jackets fans wanted was Noah Dobson. The Canadiens ended up getting him from the Islanders, and that is a top tier defenseman that was out there. The report on it was the price was too high, not just what he would have, because he signed a deal I think for $9.8 million a year for a significant amount of time, 8-year deal. Like that's expensive. Jackets have the room to do it, but they ended up, I think from what everything we heard was they wanted a actual like on the ice now player, like on the big club. They wanted a prospect, a top level prospect, and then probably a first round pick or something crazy like that. Jackets said that we don't want to do all of that. I understand why you're trying to be responsible there, but that Noah Dobson just seemed like a guy that would have fit in perfectly with the Jackets.
So you would have went all in.
I don't know if I would have gone all in, but that's one of those guys that I felt like certainly made sense. If the Jackets would have moved a pick and a player and a prospect, it wouldn't have killed me for that. And it's a lot of money to spend too, having that all tied up in one guy. But as what did we hear from the Mavs GM on Friday? Fortune favors the bold.
Oh, don't listen. That's not a guy that you want to be quote. You don't want to do nothing that he's doing.
By the way, last night the Reds, yesterday afternoon I guess is when it was. The Reds and the Padres were knotted up at 2 apiece when something good happened for the Reds. Let's hear it.
Suarez comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Benson rips it down the right field line. Fair ball! That's going to do it. Here comes Lutz with the winning run, and the Reds walk off with a series victory over the Padres.
Yeah, that's Will Benson got the hit there.
I'm happy for the Reds. I really am. Yeah, it's nice. Like it's nice to know that some team in Ohio is playing good baseball.
Did you see that on Friday night, start of this series? Because the Reds, by the way, won this series. I think it's like, I forget how many in a row that is for them now that they've won, but it's quite a few. Nick Martinez, Friday night, won, like just a couple pitches away from a no-hitter. Had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning, and I can't remember who it was for the Padres that broke it up, but whoever it was slapped one deep to left center, and you've got the ball plays off the wall. And it was a great hit. He got all of it, right? Almost all of it. But I saw a few people saying, come on, man, it's a no-hitter. You got to lay out for that. Reds outfielders got to do better there.
At that point, you got to at least...
You might have ended up in the hospital if you laid out for that thing because it was so close to the wall, but...
When did you go to the hospital?
Well, that's right.
He tried to play it off the wall, but it actually hit the warning track. So
that's right. It did bounce on the warning track. You're right.
So I thought he should have went all out for it too. But Tyvis, I want to ask you something. So you know how many games the Guards are out of a wild card spot?
What is it, 1.5?
It's 2.5. You know how many the Reds are?
2.
2.5. So why are Cleveland fans the way they are?
Don't you know why? Did you not watch them these past few days?
Hey.
That's why. They are terrible. It's terrible. We can't hit nothing. Our pitching is inconsistent. We make errors in the field. It's terrible. You can't watch the Guardians right now and tell me you confident, this team can make a run for it and play. No, that's not the case.
The Guardians are months removed from an ALCS appearance.
Dylan, I'm not even wearing my hat today because I'm mad at them. Did you not notice that? I ain't even wearing the hat. They're terrible.
The Reds haven't done anything in God knows how long, but the outlook or the Reds are like, yeah, this is great. And it's the Guardians. It's like everyone's acting like they're 20 games under 500.
At least were they 2 games under 500?
It's getting there. I will say with the difference for me is how the Guardians just keep dropping series. The Reds keep winning series.
Swept.
Like
To the Cardinals.
Just
Swept.
Gross.
Come on,
Cardinals
man.
are playing better,
no,
though.
I ain't hearing that. I'm
They're
not
better.
trying to hear that right now.
Yeah.
So they couldn't get one?
Well, Tyvis, mark my words. The Guardians going in the trade deadline have
They're going to
easy
sell.
schedule.
They're going to sell.
They have an easy schedule.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to sell everybody.
And
then on top of that, did you see who they next 3 series are again?
Oh,
they got to get through this stretch. But after that, Tyvis, after that,
if you're not
easy.
aware, it's the Cubs, the Tigers, and the Astros.
But then what is it after that?
Man,
Can you see?
The
season's
White Sox
over.
and Athletics.
The season's over. That's what's after that. It's Cancun.
All right, we're going to check in on July 10th. That's when the White Sox series starts, and we're going to find out if the season's over or, you're right.
They might get swept by the White Sox.
Dude, the Guards got outscored 21-6 this weekend.
You say it like you shocked.
I know, but that's look. It's one thing if you're getting outscored. If you're losing games, 2-1.
They got
3-2.
blanked. They got blanked twice.
Yeah, they got blanked twice, and then the one game where they scored runs, they let the Cardinals score 9. So yeah, it was not a great weekend for the Reds or for the Guardians. I mean, the Reds did fine. We've got another pro athlete under investigation for sports gambling. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Taking a closer look at your commute over on the southeast side. Good morning to our folks over in Canal, Winchester, and Pickerington. If you're making your way out the door right now, Gender Road to 270 right here. Got you at 5 minutes there. Not too bad. A little bit slower than usual, though. 70 to 270, though, looking a lot better at 3 minutes. And hey, to our folks over in Madison County, if you're stepping out the door right now, 16 minutes, a little bit slower, US 40 eastbound, 70 east, West Jefferson to 270. Got you at 11 minutes. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Make your 4th of July a good deal better at Meijer. This week, a family pack of fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef is $2.49 a pound. Limit 3. Large seedless watermelons are at a great low price. And Americana apparel and accessories are 50% off. Plus, save a good deal more with hot deals on Meijer brand must-haves. Like Meijer chips for $1.99 a bag. And Meijer brand hamburger and hot dog buns just $1.39. Shop Meijer and bring more fresh favorites to your backyard celebration. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Cool cars, cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Fender Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Used car prices are sky high. Families paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com.
Check it. Keno Double Booster is back every Monday in June.
For all Keno tickets with Booster purchased between 3 and 5 o'clock, the Booster will be double. Check it. Your winnings could be boosted by as much as 20 times. Don't miss out. Get your Keno ticket with Booster every Monday from 3 to 5 o'clock.
Cool.
Lottery players are subject to commission laws and regulations. Play responsibly.
Check it. The Fan is the official station of summertime. Sipping on a lemonade, the smell of fresh cut grass in the air, and Common Man playing fart noises on the radio.
Was that a fart?
Summer. The Fan, Ohio's summer destination.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. And thanks to our sponsors, Awaken 180, right here on the Fan. So federal authorities investigating Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. Sources told ESPN on Sunday. Oh no. This is a guy he's a free agent, right? So they can re-sign him. He's looking to get a big deal. Guess what's not happening right now?
He can listen.
Not getting a free agent deal out of this.
He can get away with it.
How? What do you mean?
Listen, didn't Terry Rozier get investigated for gambling?
Investigated? That's true. I mean, it is only investigation right now. It's not finalized.
He can beat the charges.
Who was the Raptors player that got popped for actually cheating?
That's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. What's his name?
I know.
What is his name?
Hang on.
Michael Porter's brother guy. And then his other
Porter.
Then his other brother went to jail for a long time. So he's like the only one that's doing okay.
Was it Jonte Porter? That was the one?
I think that's it. Yep.
Yeah. He's
banned for life.
Banned for life from the NBA. That could be what happens to Malik Beasley. We'll find out. But yeah, there's I guess it's kind of, to me, interesting that we are in this spot given all of the amount, like all the news about this. Everybody knows what you're supposed to not do in sports, right? They put the signs up. They have meetings about it, right? Did you guys, I don't know.
Yes.
You had them even then.
Yes.
Before gambling had,
before sports gambling was legalized.
You still had these meetings.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Isn't it? I think if I remember correctly, players can gamble, just not on their sport.
It depends on the league. Some leagues have different rules. I know in college, I think you're not allowed to gamble on anything.
I think in the NFL, I feel like they can bet on. You can't place the bet at an NFL facility, and it can't be on NFL, I believe.
Yeah, and you can't, if you had a laptop or something for the NFL, you can't use that to place your bets.
Right.
Like anything that ties you to the team.
Yes.
But as long as it's just, if you're in Vegas for a weekend and you place a wager on a basketball game, that's fine.
Yes.
If you are at home on your personal phone and you place a wager on some baseball game and you're an NFL player, that's okay.
I believe
I don't know what the NBA's rules are on that, but they're saying this is directly on games that, NBA games. So
it said it was the ones it was prop betting. So he's a 3-point shooter. They said this happened back when he was in Milwaukee. So that means he was taking the over on his 3-point.
Well, at least one prominent U.S. sportsbook said there was unusual heavy betting activity on his stats beginning around January of 2024. So this is not just
shooting at a high clip.
This is over a year ago that they started noticing this and started investigating it. So they pointed to a gambling industry source told ESPN. Shams Karania had this, that there was a game between the Bucks and the Trailblazers on January 31st, 2024. The odds on Beasley recording fewer than 2.5 rebounds moved significantly at sportsbooks before the game, shortening from around plus 120 to around minus 250 due to a surge of action on the under. He finished with 6 rebounds, and the bets that were deemed unusual ended up losing. But still, like, there was just unusual activity on it. And so the thought was, did he tell someone that something was going to happen? That has prompted them. Now,
that's not fair. That's not fair.
I mean, the bet lost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not even fair.
That's not great.
If anything, why would he do that? Why would he tell somebody, take me on the under and then go get 6 boards? Like, nah, I think he should skate away from this.
Well, we'll have to find out if there's more. This was one piece of evidence. They're obviously, the fact that he's under this amount of scrutiny means they may have more bits of evidence, but who knows? You're right. It is just an investigation. It doesn't mean that he's guilty.
The Jonte Porter one was worse because his was everybody take the under on me. I'm gonna go out tonight. He go out there and get hurt, and boom, now the unders go hit. So his was worse. This one he could beat it because why would I tell somebody to take the under on me if I'm gonna go out there and get the over? Like that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
I might as well just take my money and go throw it off the bridge because that's what just happened.
Maybe it doesn't make sense to you because you're not full of hatred. But see, me as someone who's a spiteful person,
you would do that.
Oh, I could absolutely see saying like, oh, yeah, take the under. I'm not going to do anything. And then go out there and just like, I am going to ball my ass off tonight. I'm going to play as hard as I can.
Why would
to screw that guy?
Why would you do that?
Well, because don't you have enemies?
No.
You don't have anybody you don't like?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. No, I don't.
I know
love everybody.
That's why I said you don't know. You don't understand where you get mentally sometimes. You're like, man, screw that.
You actually you can hate somebody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hate, like hate.
Yeah.
Not just strongly dislike, like hate.
No. Yeah. Not like.
Really?
Not like the person. Now.
Did they wrong you?
Well, no, but like, all right, let's just like macro level. There's bad people in the world. I can find a story in the news and be like, all right, that person I hate because they did something evil, terrible.
You strongly dislike.
No.
I strongly dislike that person.
No.
Hate is such a
hate leads to the dark side of the Force. You learned that from Star Wars. I know, you're right. Listen, Tyvis, you are correct in the way to live your life. I don't disavow that. What I am saying is I live in a world personally where I find myself hating on things. I do sip the haterade. So I can totally see a scenario where this guy, Malik Beasley, would say, yeah, bet the under. I'm good for it. And
so
that's still illegal.
Why would you?
But it could be spitefully illegal, not like I'm going to profit off of it. I'm going to screw this guy
Let's say that this is true. That's what you said.
He's still throwing. He's still doing something to affect it.
Should he be banned from the NBA?
I mean, if they found out he was tipping people off on his bets and then going the wrong way, that's murky. Because then you're punishing cheaters, right? That guy's trying to cheat, get inside information, and you screw him over by playing hard and actually getting rebounds. I don't really have a problem with that.
The sports book should be thanking him.
Yeah.
The sports book should stand up and say, no. He stays. If he don't stay, we pull our partnership. That's what they should say.
I don't think players should get in trouble for going over on their prop bets.
Right.
You're trying hard.
Yes.
You're not throwing anything. Under is a different story.
That's
over,
right.
Let him live.
I'm saying if he put it out there that I'm going to go under and this guy bet his mortgage on it and he's like, oh, look at me getting 10 rebounds. Hey, sorry, man, I was just in the game. I got lost. I forgot about your bet. In reality, if that's what he's doing, then I have really no problem with it.
But the problem with I understand the why people say like it does mess up your integrity of the game because it's like if I know I told somebody to take the over on me and it's 20 points, or let's say I needed to make 2 threes, I'm going to go out there and shoot like 8 threes. If I ain't got 2 threes, like it's going to change the way I'm going to play the game to where maybe I'd pass it or maybe I'd drive it. Like that's why to me I get it because it will be on your mind. Shout out to Buddy Hield for getting that guy's parlay. Dude said, I need you to get 1 more 3. He checked back in the game and pulled that trade.
Good for Buddy Hield. I've always liked him. Sharpshooter doesn't get enough credit. Yeah. Nothing will ever compare, though, to that Bama cheating scandal, the college baseball, where the Brad Bohannon, who was the manager for the Alabama baseball team, called his buddy up and was like, hey, our star pitcher's not going to be in the game tonight. And that dude walked into a casino in Cincinnati and said, let me place this wager. And they said, that's too much money to put on a college baseball game. He's like, no, you don't understand. I have a text from the coach right here. I'm good. And they're like, no, sir, you're even worse now. This is terrible.
Did he go to jail for that?
I hope he did.
He go to jail for that.
The coach got 15 years show cause. 15 years show cause, as he should. That's cheating. That's bad. Speaking of basketball, LeBron James toying with a comeback to the Cavs? Not really, but we can all dream, can't we? Or at least I can. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, definitely noticing some slowdowns for your Monday commutes. We are picking up on a crash happening just past Circleville, US 23 northbound, just past Emerson Road. Expect some lane closures out there because of a crash. Are noticing that is causing a little bit of congestion in that area. Just make sure to take it nice and slow. The roads are still very wet and slippery with all the rain we've been seeing. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces, and strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Now open at Zumbizi Bay, the all-new conservation tower. It's the only place you'll find the Hive, a world's first water slide with wild 720-degree beehive spin.
Muscle Mayhem, a Midwest first with intense drops and twists.
And Captina Falls, a head-first racing slide like nothing you've ever seen. 3 slides, 1 tower, endless thrills. Conservation Tower is now open, only at
Zumbizi Bay.
Plan your visit today at ZumbiziBay.com.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coghlan Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoglanKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coghlan Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coghlan discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds won an exciting game yesterday. They were down 2-1 going into the bottom of the ninth, but Spencer Steer was able to hit a game-tying single to score Ellie De La Cruz, and a couple of batters later, Will Benson walked it off with a bases-loaded RBI single to give the Redlegs a 3-2 victory. The Reds will start a series in Boston today. First pitch is at 7:10. The Cleveland Guardians were not as fortunate yesterday against the St. Louis Cardinals. They went down 3-0 early after a Nolan Gorman home run in the first inning and never recovered. The Guardians would end up getting blanked 7-0. Cleveland has the day off today and will travel to Chicago to start a series with the Cubs tomorrow. And the Columbus Blue Jackets re-signed defenseman Dante Fabro yesterday to a 4-year, $16.5 million contract. This update was sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Monday to you. Welcome in. Tyvis Powell is angry.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Why are you mad?
But Dylan lost his mind.
He didn't lose his mind.
He lost his mind. Listen, you could do the Sports Center update. You don't need to say they got blanked. Okay, like that's all right. We know they lost. That's all you have to say is they lost.
Tyvis, how many runs did they score yesterday, the Guardians?
What you talking about?
How many runs did the Guardians score yesterday?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
Not enough to win. How
what
about
should he
that?
say? The Guardians
lost. That's it.
I got to fill 60 seconds of time,
Right.
Tyvis.
I don't need you to say
That's informative.
You can say that the Guardians had a tough day. They lost yesterday, but they got blanked. Like they don't. No, that's disrespectful.
Why are you sugarcoating this? You are as pissed off as anyone about how bad the Guardians have been. You're not even wearing your hat today. Why are you mad at him for reporting accurately what they're doing?
It's the way he said it.
I literally just tried to talk you off the edge last hour about the Guardians.
It's the way he said it.
He's on your side.
The way he said
He's trying to help you with this. And
then our join back is talking about me hitting a home run. Like the Guardians sure could use it right now. I tell you that.
Tyvis, it sounds like maybe you're optimistic about the Guardians' chances.
Nope.
Maybe if you're optimistic about your favorite baseball team's chances in their future games, you should check out Prime Sportsbook Ohio. They are right here for you. They're ready to go. They've got a welcome deposit match offer up to $400 for your first deposit. That's right. You put the money in, up to $400, they'll match it in bonus bets. Those bonus bets are good for up to a whole year. And that offer is for first-time deposits only. And, of course, you got to be in the state of Ohio. But if you hurry, download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com. You can get in on that today. And then if you're optimistic that your baseball team, which has lost series after series after series, maybe this is when they'll turn it around tomorrow when they go play the Cubs or whoever, hypothetically.
I'm calling it. Take it to the bank.
That's when
take it to the bank.
Oh, don't do that.
To the bank.
No.
They're going to beat the Cubs.
Hang on.
Print the shirts.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren.
You heard it here first.
Chet Holmgren, what do you have to say?
All right, let me lock in.
Right. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. Out of your mind if you're saying
they're going to beat the Cubs. I'm telling you. Now, I ain't saying they're going to win the series. They're going to win tomorrow against the Cubs.
Dylan, keep the script. Tomorrow, Wednesday, just have blanked and then just change the team name because you know it's happening. That's how we're doing it. I'm not optimistic for you, Tyvis. I'm sorry. Now just the fact that you're sugarcoating your own team. Like, bad enough if they're bad, but now you're sitting here like,
this is the thing.
Don't say things about my Guardians. Let them be better.
Let me tell
won't have
you.
to say it.
Let me tell you where I'm at, okay? Where the Guardians are. Right now, okay, life is funny. You know, some moments you going up, some moments you going down. Well, yesterday, they hit rock bottom. Like, they hit the ground.
Rock bottom was yesterday?
Yeah, they hit the ground. It was bang, right?
Yeah.
So now the ball has nowhere to go but up. Like the ball just hit the ground, and now it's about to rise back up. So it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, if that ball's like a basketball or a rubber ball or a ping pong ball, I would agree with your analogy. But a baseball actually doesn't bounce. Sometimes it just hits the dirt and stays there.
No, if it crash hard enough, like getting blanked, it's going to have a little bounce to it.
See, you need to switch teams. You need to root for the Yankees, right?
I'm not a follower.
Listen, you need to be a Cleveland sports legend, which you are, who roots for the Yankees.
I will be shunned.
Just like LeBron James. That's what you need to do.
LeBron don't know who he rooting for.
I know.
This man has been in a Dodgers hat, a Yankees hat, but I swear he loves the Indians / Guardians.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. Well, LeBron James has picked up his $52.6 million option to stay with the Lakers. Now, if you follow LeBron's career over the years, he's not typically someone who picks up his player option. Usually what he's done is said, I'm going to go ahead and waive that, and you're going to give me more money over more years, and then I'm going to get a bigger contract. He's done that with the Lakers multiple times. He's done it with other teams. That's kind of been his MO. Rich Paul, his agent, and the Clutch Sports CEO, they've worked that deal out lots of times. Well, he's exercised the player option, and then immediately Rich Paul went out to the media and said, he's not sure about the direction of the Lakers, which has some hilarity to it in levels because, one, just on the general level, if you're going to sign a $52 million, you're going to option in to join the team for 1 year for $52 million and then say, I don't know about the direction of this team. One of the things that could help them maybe get better immediately is if you didn't take as much money, but he's LeBron James. He's entitled to take whatever he wants. I get it. But instantly people pointed out, well, you're opting into this. You could have opted out and then said this.
Didn't he do? I feel like he did that. Was it maybe either the last offseason or 2 off seasons ago? He did the thing where he was like, I'm going to do my deal last. I'm going to let y'all do what y'all going to do, and then I'm going to do my deal last.
I think you're right.
And he ended up he like only left like $10 million.
Yeah. I mean, come on. He's LeBron James. He might give you a slight discount. He's not giving you that much. But this is now because then Rich Paul had this quote where he said LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. They basically have said, we know that LeBron is the focal point or has been the focal point of this team for a long time, but now you went out and got Luka Doncic. He is now the focal point of that team. And it sounds to me like LeBron is leaving the option open that, you could deal me and I could go somewhere else. If you're building for the future, maybe you get a pick or something for me.
Where do you think he wants to be dealt to?
I don't know.
LeBron's weird, okay? LeBron, you remember last year he showed up at the Cavs game against, was it the Celtics maybe? He just like randomly
I know he showed up at a Cavs game. I don't remember which one it was.
I want to say it was a playoff game. He just randomly just showed up and everybody just went crazy. Oh my God, he's coming back. First of all, I don't think if he comes back, he's coming back alone. I don't think his family, Savannah's coming back.
They live out in LA now. But he's already set himself up for a media career after. I mean, he's got the studio that he does. He's got all these different things. He's got his hands in the podcast. He's got his barbershop show that he does, all these different things. And he's got a company that produces movies now, right? Yeah. So, he is going to, I'm sure, be based in L.A.
Well, he's going to be busy because he's going to be the owner of the Vegas team.
That's right. He's got that going on, too. It'll be West Coast based, of course. But, the thought is, so the Cavs have the opportunity to maybe try to go win now, that type of thing. LeBron James could help you win now. Now, what they would have to do to get under the salary cap,
the second apron,
because there's no way they're doing that.
I think somebody put out this thing that it was
Jared Allen would have to go.
It was a long deal.
Garland would have to go. And then I think there'd be other moves you'd have to make too. But
But
here's the thing: how many of those guys have showed up in the playoffs? I'm just hypothetically, I don't think it's likely to happen. But hypothetically, if they were to bring back LeBron for one more run with the Cavs and try to see what happens, half the guys you're talking about probably having to deal haven't really done much for you in the playoffs anyway. So, am I that broken up about it? No. Could the Cavs then, if they did that, you know what it'd also be like a salary dump where you're essentially getting rid of a couple guys who have longer term deals. You go get LeBron.
They said you had to give
and then after 1 year, LeBron may be done anyway. And then you can dump all that salary and go rebuild around Mobley and you're good.
And Mitchell.
And obviously Spider, yeah. So I think I don't think that's a terrible idea.
So you're willing to part ways with Darius, Jarrett, and Max Strus?
Yeah, let's go.
For 1 year of LeBron.
I mean, I'm not a Cavs fan. I'm just saying if I were, yeah. They just try to get rid of Darius Garland to get KD. So why not do it for LeBron? They already did that.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
It's allegedly. Because they said that they didn't want to deal.
Hey,
Darius.
Cavs just got Lonzo Ball. If he stays healthy,
listen,
you talk about
his brother going to be performing. His brother going to be down in front of the Rocket Arena.
Going to swerve, bend that corner.
I might swerve in the corner. Woo, woo. I can't wait. Him and Unk need to do a remix together. Do you know who Unk is? So
yes.
Before every Cavs game, they had a dude by the name of Unk.
Then I don't know who
he used to be performing. Oh, man, when they was undefeated, he had some bangers. I'm going to play it for you in the break.
I can't wait to hear it. How long was Lonzo Ball off, by the way? Was it like 2 years almost?
Well, he couldn't
miss with the Bulls?
Yeah, according to Stephen A., he couldn't walk.
Well,
and he came out the next day. He was standing up and down out of a wheelchair. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. And Stephen A. has his sources. They're often in his head, but there we go. We got a weird story out of BYU involving their star quarterback. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Definitely want to make sure you take it nice and easy on the roads for your Monday commute. That's because we are noticing some wet roads out there with all the rain we've been seeing overnight and into the morning here. Taking a live look at different cameras throughout the metro. Definitely noticing some slower drive times out there, but no accidents to report as of right now. Drive times northbound, 71 north, 670 to 270 got you at 8 minutes. A little bit slower on 315 north, though, 670 to 270 got you at 9 minutes there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 18-ounce containers of blueberries or 12-ounce containers of raspberries. Right now, they're only $3.77 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will still have some chances of showers and thunderstorms across the region this morning. Otherwise, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies and wake up temperatures in the 70s. Those storm chances linger into the second half of the day with highs in the upper 80s. Some storms which could be on the stronger side. And then for tonight, temperatures into the 70s with still a chance of storms for the first half of your Tuesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Also, I got to tell you about my friends Window Nation. Right now, they've got a great deal for you. You can get some peace of mind this summer because your windows, if they're leaking air, they're letting all that air conditioning out of your house, you're wasting money on your energy bills. You don't want to do that. Window Nation is some of the best energy efficient windows out there. Their windows frequently outperform and outlast the ones from the expensive guys. And right now, when you buy 4 windows, you'll get 4 free. Also, for 2 years, you won't have to worry about any payments, interest, or down payment. It's a huge deal for you on windows. And you can get a free exterior door when you buy a house full of windows, all from Window Nation. So the way to get these deals, again, no payments, no interest, no nothing for 2 whole years. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com and tell them T-Bone sent you. Tyvis, we see these stories from time to time. They're always horrible when it comes to college athletics, pro sports. A woman last month filed a civil lawsuit that alleged BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff raped her, strangled, and bit her in November of 2023. This is not good at all, right? No. Very bad allegation. That's what's alleged. Well, in response, a lawyer representing Jake Retzlaff filed a lawsuit filed a response to that lawsuit saying that didn't happen, but that the encounter was consensual. Which that's a defense we have heard plenty of times, right? That's a defense going back, if you want to, all the way to Eagle, Colorado with Kobe Bryant. Like it's a defense that has been used often to say, nope, there was an encounter, but it wasn't at all what it is alleged to be. It was consensual. So I don't know what the truth is there. We probably will never fully know with many of these cases. There's two sides to this story.
Unless somebody just comes out and says, I confess, this is what happened.
Right, or unless there's some other evidence we don't know about. But I bring this story up because that's obviously sad and frustrating. No matter what the outcome is, it's bad for whoever's life was ruined there. Possibly both people's lives get ruined in a situation like this. If you know,
more times than not, both are ruined.
But either way, if one person's guilty of doing something, then that party's life should probably be ruined if they did something.
I agree
right?
with that. Yes.
Okay, but this is where this story takes an interesting turn because Jake Retzlaff was a good quarterback last year on this BYU team that won, I want to say, 11 games.
They ended up beating Colorado in the bowl game.
They did.
It was calling the BY Jew.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
You didn't know that was his nickname, the BY Jew?
No, I had no.
Because he's Jewish.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, now we know. Jake Retzlaff, though, here's the thing. With this 11-game team that won last year, they got a whole bunch coming back, and they thought this could be a very big year for them. Now, because he said in his court filing, this did happen. We had an encounter, but it was consensual. BYU is one of the few schools in the country that has their honor code because of the religious aspect of, it's a Mormon school.
Yes.
And in that religious code, it says you cannot have sex outside of marriage and still play for the university. Or I think you can even get kicked out of school for it, or at least you have to take some time off. I mean, it's very strict.
Yeah.
So he met with officials Friday and said, well, because you've now admitted to this in court and you're telling us that's the truth, that this was a consensual encounter, even if we believe you on that, we still have to suspend you because you broke our school's rules about having premarital sex. So this is a situation where even if this guy is completely innocent of these charges or anything else,
he ain't playing at BYU.
No, he is. It's now come out that he is going to transfer from the school. So I find that story fascinating because we already know in college football, especially in smaller towns where the school kind of rules everything, there's been plenty of instances where schools have looked the other way, right or wrong. I think typically wrongly for that. They've looked the other way and said, oh, well, they try to disparage the person who makes the accusations, whatever. In this case, the school is saying, due to our rules, we're not, even if we wanted to believe you, we can't because you still have, if we believe you, you still broke our rules.
It's crazy. I wish this would have been like something that I would like dug deep on, like about BYU, about the premarital sex thing, because I was teammates with the guy who went to BYU in San Francisco. His name is Frederick Warner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I wish I would have asked, like, Fred, did you really like go all your years of college not having sex?
I can't speak to what
and
a BYU player would do.
I would love to hear the answer to his question.
I can tell you this, having gone to a very religious school in high school, which we had an honor code, and it involved things like this. Like if you were caught, like if you go to a public high school and they find out you're drinking, right? Mm-hmm. Like underage drinking, bad. There may be a legal consequence for that.
It was a player, maybe like 10 years to somewhere.
There was a basketball player, I want to say.
Yeah, got for drinking.
Yeah, I think that's right. That played for BYU. I forget who it was off the top of my head.
There was also Brandon Davies. He was the second best player during the Jimmer Fredette run, and he got suspended for having sex, essentially, and breaking the honor code. He got suspended in March. Like, that was Jimmer's senior year.
I feel like that's the story.
He was the second best player. Like, that jeopardized their tournament chances.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, like, I know that in my past going to a religious school, they did not care about anything other than if you broke that code. Like, if that happened, that was it.
You're done.
And especially at a place like BYU where they definitely don't want, I don't think any school these days wants to have it on their record that they're protecting someone who is accused of a crime like this. Mm-hmm. But also in this case, if they had some evidence that said, okay, well, no, this was consensual, that's what his side is presenting in this court filing. But all of that points to the fact that he still did, if that is the case, he still broke, like his best defense is, yeah, I broke the school's rules. And the school is saying, well, we can't let you slide on that. So They were apparently going to suspend him upward of 7 games. So that is a team I'm just pointing out.
He's in a conundrum. he put himself in a big conundrum here because, no, I didn't rape nobody, but then I got to tell that I did have sex, so now I can't play here anymore. Which I feel like he was like a good. Yeah, I feel like he was a top 10 quarterback in this upcoming draft.
Well,
all that just went out the window.
Well, you have to take, obviously, the seriousness of the allegations are what they are, and we obviously acknowledge that.
Yeah, but then that's this biggest thing. You got to get cleared of that before anything. Is if this is true, then.
But to your point, he's a guy that is talented enough that were those allegations not there, obviously he wouldn't be leaving BYU, but if those allegations aren't there and he's hitting the transfer portal, the amount of schools that would, want him to be a part of their roster would be, everybody would be lined up to get this guy. Now, I truly don't know what they will be looking at until something comes from this civil lawsuit. If there's something that says, yeah, he's not liable, but how long will that take? You would think quite a while. Meanwhile, he's got his college career going on. Again, if he did any of this, he should go to jail. It doesn't sound like that's what will happen here. It sounds like it's more of a civil lawsuit, which does happen sometimes if the local authorities don't want to press charges or they don't feel that there's enough evidence. I definitely think anybody who has questions about that should read the book. I think it's called Missoula. It's about the university there in Montana that they had tons of allegations against their football players. John Krakauer wrote the book, and it goes into just how difficult it can be to get these cases prosecuted in a small town where everyone's in love with the football program. It can be bad. So I'm not doubting this person necessarily. I am saying it's a very difficult thing to know for sure what happened here.
Well, if he's found guilty and he did do these things, they should jail him. He needs to go.
Right.
He needs to go to jail. If he is innocent of these, how does that work? Like transfer portal, isn't that window like closed?
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too.
So like I don't understand. So he's just gonna sit out this season and then play next season? Like that I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know at this point what he would do because I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean This is a very complicated situation. I don't know what the answer is, but I saw that yesterday that it went from he could be leading a team. There were some people pointing out before the season that, well, and the season still hasn't happened yet. But this team, if they had everything fall right, they have their star quarterback. They had a lot coming back for BYU. The thought was they could be a fringe team to make the college football playoffs.
Oh, they could have won the Big 12.
Yeah, that would do it for you. If you can win that, you get in, right? At least we think.
Yeah.
We think. At least this year that's still the case. I don't know about going forward, but that's currently what we understand. But now that's all seems to be up in question too because he's clearly leaving the school. So I don't know if he has a destination lined up already, but
I don't understand. I don't understand this transfer stuff. How is he hitting the portal if the window's closed?
Well, I also think there's a lot of people within college football who don't understand it. We saw this over the weekend on the recruiting side of things with Ohio State, where you're seeing Ohio State on a recruiting level saying we're not going to engage in certain practices because the rules seem to indicate that's now going to be illegal. And according to some of the OSU insiders around college, all of the stuff that goes on with Ohio State, Byrne being one of them, he posted that, other schools aren't abiding by this. Ohio State is trying to do things the right way. Other schools are not. So you kind of have a free-for-all in that regard, too, when it comes to just transfers and what can be done and how much money you can have.
Was you expecting anything different?
From Ohio State?
No, from everybody.
Oh, no. Like,
you come catch me.
We talked about it last week.
Come catch me. If I'm wrong, catch me.
When it comes to recruiting, we talked about last week, like, I don't think the rules are going to be there for a couple years, or at least the enforcement of the rules, right? You can make a rule all you want, but if you don't enforce it, what is that going to matter, right? You're not, this. You worked in the recruiting side of things. You saw how, like, some of the other schools, did everybody do everything above board when you were trying to recruit a player? Not at Ohio State, at the other schools.
Oh yeah, no. I tell you what, I was at the JR Memorial. Shout out to Tracy Kern. She put on a wonderful event at the JR Memorial down at Indian Lake, and I was sitting there talking to Jim Tressel.
Okay,
and we was just talking about recruiting stuff, and he like gave me this story about like this what's going on in recruiting at other places. And I'm just like, what? I was like, what? It blew my mind. It blew my mind of the stories that he had to tell about like recruiting nowadays that he's hearing from like other colleges and what they're doing. And I'm just like,
well, I mean, you think about it. At Ohio State, and I'm sure a handful of other schools, you probably don't need to cut a lot of corners because it kind of, not that it sells itself, but you're going up against Texas and these other schools where it's basically like, here's the money. Here's our pedigree of what we do. Here's our great coach that we have. Here's the championships they've won. You want to be a part of this or not? But if you're one of those second or third tier schools that's trying to snatch like a 5-star guy from there and he's local or he's got some connection, you're probably going to have to do something a little extra to get him to go there.
That's fair.
That surprised me. The news on this former Michigan assistant coach getting busted by the FBI, that does not look good for Jim Harbaugh and some of the other staff at Michigan. We'll talk about that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are so closely monitoring a crash happening just south of Circleville this morning. US 23, that northbound direction, just past Emerson Road. Expect some lane closures in that area because of this crash. Police are on scene. Thankfully, the road is open, just a little bit restricted this morning, so make sure to take extra precaution as you step out the door right now. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
The champs are back. Ohio State football returns to the Shoe this fall with powerhouse matchups against Texas, Penn State, and more. Your Buckeye Saturdays begin at ohiostatebuckeyes.com, where you can grab single-game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling, and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. This story from Michigan. I mean, I'm not surprised, but every time I see a new wrinkle in it, I don't know why this isn't a bigger story in college football and in pro football, quite honestly. So the former assistant coach, Matt Weiss, right, who was with Michigan, and remember back in, was it early 2023? Has it already been 2+ years? Where federal officials raided,
Didn't they take his computer?
Yeah, they raided his home. I think they were even at the facility to get some of the, devices there. Turned out that he had been is accused of viewing private information on computers that involved student information.
Yes.
And it turned out, they found out part of what he was doing was hacking into systems so that he could get access to photos, get access to text messages.
This was like the female athletes, right?
And I think just students, if I'm not mistaken. Because he got access to a database that had thousands of students from all across the country. I don't think that's the allegation from the FBI. That's why the FBI got involved. Anyway, so the new part of this, there's a lawsuit that's against the University of Michigan, of course, because they employed this guy while he is accused of doing this, and they're working through all that. Now, today, or on Friday, Jim Harbaugh was added to this lawsuit. And the reasoning for it is because they say that the attorneys are claiming that Harbaugh was aware that Matt Weiss had this information on a computer as of December of 2022, but still allowed him to be a coach with them. Allowed them to coach in their college football. I don't know if that was the college football playoff game. I believe it was, because he was a co-offensive coordinator, and he worked for them in this playoff game a week later after getting this info, after Harbaugh is reported to have known about this. Athletic Director Ward Manuel is also named in this lawsuit. I can't remember if the former president, Santa Ono, I can't remember if he's named in this lawsuit, but I know that there was a little thing with him because if you remember, he left Michigan to go take the Florida president or chancellor's job to go down there.
Okay.
And all they said that needed to happen was a vote from the board, essentially, to let him be the president. Well, the vote failed. And and people at the time said, what do they know? What are they hearing about some of this stuff?
They know this.
Maybe. I don't know. So Parker Steiner, who is the lead lawyer in a class action lawsuit and a hell of a wrestler. No, different Steiner. Not related to the Steiner brothers.
Scott Steiner.
Yeah, exactly. Said the university's delay in taking meaningful protective action until after a high-stakes game sends a clear message. Student welfare was secondary. So this does not look good.
Not at all.
Harbaugh or Michigan on this.
And a lot of people would say, well, this is his revenge. This is his karma for cheating and getting away with it. This is a way to impact him. I don't understand it. I don't understand why certain people do the things that they do. What was his whole intentions of doing that? Why did he feel he needed to do those things? And if you know about it and you know it's terrible, you have to report this, especially being the team up north man. I can't say it, but that guy, says they just take great pride in being a team up north man and all of those. No, when it's time to do those actions, y'all run away from it and y'all do these things where y'all try to hide it and cover things up. And it's just Y'all not honest. Y'all not even living out the things that y'all preach. Like that kills me.
No. And I will call out Ohio State if they have people doing that. We have done that in the past.
Too.
Right. I think anybody who is a fan of a program would say, yeah, I root for the team. I want my teams to be good. I don't want the people who run those teams or anything like that to do anything close to this. I would think most Michigan fans are horrified by this Matt Weiss stuff that he did. The allegation that's kind of tricky with Harbaugh is what they are saying in this lawsuit is that he was aware that Weiss viewed private information on a computer that he didn't have access to and shouldn't have had. They don't know, or they don't claim, at least in this lawsuit, that he knew about the entirety of what Matt Weiss was doing. Mm-hmm. Matt Weiss has also been charged with identity theft and unauthorized computer access from 2015 to 2023. So, I mean, that's a large time frame. I don't think anyone, and as much as, again, I'm no Jim Harbaugh fan, I don't think anybody is claiming that Jim Harbaugh knew about all of that and just looked the other way. They are saying in December of 2022, he was made aware of some small sliver of what was going on with Matt Weiss, and he apparently said, that's not worth looking into. We got a bowl game or a playoff game to worry about.
So what happens, let's say he's found guilty, and let's say that Jim Harbaugh,
Matt Weiss guy you're saying.
Yeah, Matt Weiss found guilty, and Jim Harbaugh knew of the little bits of it. What happens to him?
I think that's a question for the Chargers, isn't it? And I think the Chargers will probably answer that question with, well, we don't know how much. I'm guaranteeing you the Chargers have already looked into this. If they haven't, they're idiots. You can't have this guy running your NFL team if there's any truth to what this or if you think that whatever little truth is a part of it, if it comes out eventually that Harbaugh found out about this, he was horrified about it. We have some text messages that show he was very much not a fan of this guy and said, as soon as his bowl game's over, we're firing this dude. Okay, if that's the case. But we don't know what the case is. But I would hope that the Chargers are not going to keep this guy employed unless they have something that shows that Harbaugh really had no idea what was going on here. If he did, and he let this guy keep working for him, I'm just telling you, I don't see how you could have that guy be the head coach of your team, but I can guarantee you there will be people in NFL circles who would say, that was years ago, he's different, he didn't even understand what this really meant.
No, don't let the Chargers have a good season this year. Don't let that. I don't know if I don't think they made the playoffs last year. Let them come playoffs this year. Let Justin Herbert have an unbelievable season where he looked like he's turning the corner. Oh, my goodness.
I'm sure the Chargers front office.
The excuses and the stuff that they're going to come up with is going to be ridiculous.
No, the Chargers, this is, don't forget. The NFL is a league where you have had players who have been accused of.
It was 11-6 last year.
Yeah, but that still was viewed as they were viewed as they could have done more, that they really weren't as good as they could have been. And so I'm saying, you're right. If they are one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, or even if they're not, but if they're like a playoff team again and they're doing very well and everybody's really happy with how it is on the field, if more allegations come out, the Chargers are going to be hoping that they have something, I guess, to keep Jim Harbaugh off, out of the way of that allegation. But this one doesn't look good. I can't. I'm taking my Buckeye fandom off here, and I'm saying if this was an Ohio State coach and this was what the allegation was, I would have to say this doesn't look good.
Yeah, this is
that someone you had on your staff was doing this level of cybercrime allegedly, and you were made aware of the allegations, and you didn't immediately take steps. I also know that a college football coach during prep week for a college football game, let alone a playoff game, I'm quite sure would conveniently ignore pretty much anything and say, oh, yeah, I didn't really know about that. But they have evidence that shows he was aware of it. He and other people on the staff were aware of at least some of what Matt Weiss was alleged to have been doing, and they didn't do anything. So it's not great.
You question the integrity. That's how I look at that. And this is a shame. Man.
Yeah, it's a big yikes if any of this is true. Also, I forgot this. Matt Weiss worked for John Harbaugh, too.
Did he?
Yeah, he worked for the Ravens, and then he went, because, that's how Jim and John Harbaugh work. It's like, here's a coordinator you can have, now send me another dude.
Coordinator, give me yours. Yeah.
Right. I think if Jim Harbaugh didn't already, what probably doesn't help, too, is your vacuum cleaner salesman who's still got his whole issues that have to be cleaned up, right, with the spying thing. If you didn't have that whole thing going on, where you could already say, hey, he claims he didn't know anything about the level of cheating that was going on at Michigan where they were spying on stuff. I call BS on that. But Harbaugh's defense there is, well, I didn't really know.
Yes,
of course he did. He's standing next to you on the sidelines.
The thing is, even if you don't know, like even if you are oblivious to it all, you are the head coach.
You have to know.
You have to know.
They actually don't they have that now as an NCAA rule where that's no longer an excuse?
Yeah,
you can get lack of institutional control just for not knowing.
Yes.
So I think that when you add in this Matt Weiss situation where he apparently was made aware of something before the time that this guy was let go or this investigation came down, and then you couple that with, oh yeah, and Connor Stalions is over here. Also, Jim Harbaugh says he didn't know anything about that. What did you know? Like, apparently you knew where the milk and the steak were, but you didn't know anything else about the whole damn program, I guess. That's the part I don't get. Like, how can he claim to be this plugged-in guy who is, gets all the credit for winning a national championship, but then when it comes to, hey, all the guys who were on your staff around that time, I don't know anything about any of these guys. I don't even know who they are. Well, then what's the real truth there? Something doesn't wash for me on that. It doesn't make a lot of sense. We've got our Overachiever of the Week next. We'll tell you about him coming up. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are still closely monitoring a crash happening just south of Circleville this morning. US 23, that northbound direction, just past Emerson Road. Expect some lane closures in that area because of this crash. Police are on scene. Thankfully, the road is open, just a little bit restricted this morning, so make sure to take extra precaution as you step out the door right now. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Used car prices are sky high. Families paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Join Rothman Hoffman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I didn't go to Sheets today. Maybe tomorrow, though. You want to join me, Tyvis? A little early Sheets run?
No.
What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing at Sheets for me.
No? They have what? Like fruit. They do. You said you like
trust,
eat healthy.
You trust the fruit from the gas station?
Well, I don't know where they're getting fruit from at the grocery store. It's all coming from somewhere that's not here. It's probably fine.
The other day, I had enough Sheets rewards to get a free breakfast sandwich. I was stoked.
Yeah, feels good, doesn't it? This is the level of psychosis I have. Here's the trick I have figured out, which is, so like Starbucks will let you, if you use their app and you put a gift card on there, you get 2 points for every dollar you spend, as opposed to 1 point for every dollar you spend. That's how Starbucks works.
Gets $2
if you put it on a gift card, because then they already have the money. They'd rather you spend gift card money than like just occasionally load up the thing. They want you to use their gift cards. Well, if you buy a gift card at like Giant Eagle or Sheets or wherever where you get rewards points for it, now it's like the same amount of money, but I'm getting rewards points for buying the gift card somewhere, and then I'm getting rewards points for spending it at the other places.
This is what it's like to be an adult.
Apparently.
This is the things that you think about as an adult.
Right. This is the excitement that I now find in my life. It's like, hey, look at this.
This Starbucks thing is, you finding out Starbucks open at 4 is the greatest thing in the world.
4:30. Yeah, now that I know that, I can hop in there and get a Starbucks in the morning.
Well, you come in every day since that announcement.
I have.
You put the soda to the side.
Well, for now, don't worry. I'll be back on it very soon.
So for Christmas, everyone gets a gift card. I don't buy any gifts. Everyone gets a gift card.
It's great.
From Kroger.
Yeah.
They'll give you, like, at certain points of the year, 2, 3, 5, 10 times the amount of points on a gift card.
Yep.
In January, I'm getting like $1 off a gallon of gas at Kroger.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Dylan, and it's a great move.
He out of line.
No, it's not lying. That's working the system.
What kind of gift card are you talking? Are you talking about like the ones, the Capital One or like that? Where you can use it
like my dad, he's a handy guy, so I'll get him like a Lowe's or Home Depot from Kroger. My mom likes crafts. She'll get like a Joann's or a Michael's.
This is unbelievable.
My sister, she's Disney obsessed. I'll get her some type of Disney gift card. They're thoughtful still.
This is a useful tip.
That's lazy.
No, it's not.
That is the laziest thing.
You know what? I don't care. At this point, giving gifts, I understand to some level. It's just like,
that's lazy.
Here's some of my money. I'm going to put it in a thing you like, and now you go spend it. But at the end of the day, if I come and give you like a shirt or something, there's a chance it won't fit. There's a chance it's not your style.
No.
And then you got to go return it. That's why you extra jobs.
You got to know the person.
Yes, but sometimes the sizing changes.
It's like my wife. Like if I give my wife a gift, like it's something that I know she's going to love.
Sure, that's great.
I have prided myself in being a really good gift giver.
Good for you.
Like I actually listen to people and I listen to what they talk about and what they want, and then I go get it. So when I get it for them, I know it's going to be a good gift. If I just went and got them a gift card, that's lazy. They look at that like, oh, thanks.
How long have you guys been married?
My wife and I?
Yeah.
It'll be 5 years in October.
I remember that. I remember those days.
Tyvis,
I remember when I was young and full of hope. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Have you ever received a gift you didn't like?
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Okay, that could have been avoided with the gift card.
See? A gift card is so much better.
But I tell everybody, if you don't know what to get me, there's 3 gifts that you could get me that I will guarantee like. You can give me a Chipotle gift card, you can give me a sweatsuit, or you could get me some Jordans. That's it. You do those 3 things.
Oh.
You can't go wrong with those 3 things with me.
Yeah, you hear that, friends? Just buy me Jordans, and I'll be happy with. Yeah, same. You know what? That's great. Buy me a $300 pair of shoes that I have to stand in line for 8 hours to get.
They're not $300. They're $215.
Okay. with tax and the time I spent in line, I'm going to say it's more than $300. All right.
And the tariffs now.
And the tariffs. Yeah, now you got the tariffs. You got to factor that in. All right, overachiever time. Let's do it.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our overachiever of the week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, so usually on Overachiever of the Week, we like to go back in time and look at someone in sports who has inspired, who has gone over and above, you know, just someone who's like dominating their sport in some way or overcoming something difficult. But in this case, I want to go with a present day athlete. I want to go with a guy who just got picked up in the NBA draft. Went to the Philadelphia 76ers. He is VJ Edgecombe, who played at Baylor. Very talented player. If you follow college basketball, you know the name. I'm not breaking news on who this dude is. But, yeah, they're hoping that he could do big things for them, being a lottery pick, and let's hope he does. Good defensive guy, good motor. Offensive game probably needs to come along a little bit for the NBA, but that's all right. I think he'll get there. Here's why I put him in the overachiever category. Tyvis, you tell me if you disagree. He was born and raised in Bimini, which is a small island in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And if you saw his draft interview where he was talking with Taylor Rooks right after he got drafted, he's got the hat on, the suit on. He got emotional talking about his mother because he said what she had to do to feed us, to feed our family, it's crazy. He said they lived without electricity for 7 years. All they had was a generator that they used for electricity for 7 years growing up. That is, I mean, we talk about a lot of people in sports who overcome difficult situations and backgrounds, but I just wanted to highlight this guy and say, I don't know what he's going to become as an NBA player. He may be awesome and be a perennial all-star, or he may bounce out of the league in a couple of years and you never hear from him as a basketball player again. Either way, he's already won. Getting $11 million this year, probably in his rookie deal.
Well, he's definitely overcome the odds for sure, because in a situation like that, you don't think that person will make it. But I think that in some way that kind of inspired him. That was kind of a good inspiration because it helped him. It kept driving him to keep wanting to be better. Like, I got to get out of this situation. I got to get my family out of this situation. And, you know, $11 million is life-changing money. Obviously, it's not.
He's hoping to make more than that.
Correct.
It's a lottery pick. Totally understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's a guy that I'm definitely going to be rooting for, although he plays for Philly.
Yeah, it's kind of, I know. Yeah, it's tough, right? But
I definitely will root for him to hopefully he does get his offensive game around, and he hopefully can stick for a long time, because Philly needs somebody right now, because Paul George look like he's on his way out. Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. Maxey is good. Now you got somebody next to Maxey. All right, so there's something there to be excited about.
Yeah. One other thing that he did was, with some of the NIL money he got in college, he set up a scholarship for 3 students at his alma mater, Gateway Christian Academy in Bimini. So he said the scholarship helps with tuition, books, and other academic necessities for recipients. So he is trying to already pay it forward, and he at the time he set this up, he hadn't even hit the NBA yet.
What a guy.
That's good, man. Anyway. So usually we like to go back and talk about players who were dominant, stuff that happened that, oh my gosh, they did all these great things and we don't talk about them enough, and that's good. We should also highlight a story like this every once in a while. A guy who's doing it. I think a great example here. Whatever he does in the NBA, I will be rooting for him for sure.
Well, I had a current player, but Dylan shot me down. So,
who is the current player?
He for some odd reason he hates him, and I don't understand how he could hate.
Are you talking about our text conversation yesterday where you insanely said that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the greatest player of all time?
I mean, that's a fact. That's
a
fact, but that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about the guy who has more triple-doubles than Oscar Robinson.
Oh, God.
The guy who's the only second player in history to have a 20-20-20 game.
Uh-huh.
Who
is that guy? Go ahead.
Russell Westbrook.
And I found out in the text thread that Dylan has a lot of correct opinions. Dylan, what's your take on Russell Westbrook again, just for the people?
Probably the most overrated MVP that has walked the face of the earth. Stat patter. I'll send you some video of his teammates boxing out people and not grabbing the rebound and letting him grab it so he could just get triple doubles.
Oh, well, also,
it's blasphemous.
That's a guy who had a few me bounds in his day, I think, right? Angel Reese gets all the crap for that nowadays, but he had a few of those, too.
The only person that actively got a me bound was Ricky Davis that played for Cat. He literally threw it off the glass to go get that thing.
Oh, I remember that.
By the way, Angel Reese acknowledged the me bound yesterday. Did you guys see that?
She tried to patent it.
Oh, she has. Yeah, she's trying to trademark it, make a line of clothing with it.
She had like 17 rebounds or something crazy like that. And she was like 12 of them were defensive. like she's conscious of what's going on.
Oh, she hears it. Of course she does. I can't blame her though. You know what? Lean into it if you have to. Is Ohio State getting behind on the NIL game? We'll discuss that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, we are still watching a crash happening just south of Circleville this morning. US 23, that northbound direction, just past Emerson Road. Still expect some lane closures in that area. Definitely noticing some congestion on our time saver traffic map. But other than that, for folks over on the west side of our city, especially if you're taking 70 eastbound, noticing it being a little bit slower this morning, 63 miles per hour. Your drive times, that's not too bad, but could be more concerning as more people head on the road this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV, July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Cheer on your Redlegs when they battle the Miami Marlins July 7th through the 10th. Don't miss another Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday featuring $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Plus, on Thursday, July 10th, rock out with country music act Old Dominion when they take the field for an Ohio Lottery post-game concert free to fans with a game ticket. Visit reds.com/tickets today.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
The champs are back. Ohio State football returns to the shoe this fall with powerhouse matchups against Texas, Penn State, and more. Your Buckeye Saturdays begin at ohiostatebuckeyes.com, where you can grab single game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day.
When it comes to home improvement, you've probably asked yourself a few key questions. Is the salesperson trustworthy? Will the company follow through on their promises? And is the work going to be a lasting solution, not just a quick fix? At Newman Roofing, we get it. As a locally based, family-owned company, we know how hard it can be to find a contractor you can truly trust. For over 33 years, we've been providing homeowners across Central Ohio with reliable roofing solutions done right the first time. When you choose Newman Roofing, you'll be greeted by value-driven professionals in clean company vehicles and crisp uniforms who show up with a smile and take the time to answer your questions. Because for us, it's not just about the roof. It's about protecting your home, your family, and the trust you place in us. If you're thinking about your roof or siding, call the local company that puts integrity first. Newman Roofing. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's Lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 weight loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds won an exciting game yesterday. They were down 2-1 going into the bottom of the ninth, but Spencer Steer was able to hit a game-tying single to score Ellie De La Cruz, and a couple of batters later, Will Benson walked it off with a bases-loaded RBI single to give the Redlegs a 3-2 victory. The Reds will start a series in Boston today. First pitch is at 7:10. The Cleveland Guardians were not as fortunate yesterday against the St. Louis Cardinals. They went down 3-0 early after a Nolan Gorman home run in the first inning and never recovered. The Guardians would end up getting blanked 7-0. Cleveland has the day off today and will travel to Chicago to start a series with the Cubs tomorrow. And the Columbus Blue Jackets re-signed defenseman Dante Fabro yesterday to a 4-year, $16.5 million contract. This update was sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Coming up at 8:30, we're going to talk to our guy Dylan Tyre from the Blue Jackets Radio Network about all the stuff that happened over the weekend with the Jackets. You heard about them re-signing Dante Fabro there from Dylan in our Sports Center update. Also, at Bishop and Friends today, 9:30, they're going to have Don Waddell on to break it down even further, the GM who is responsible for a lot of said moves. So that's pretty good, right, Tyvis?
That is really good, and I'm actually excited to tune in and check that out because I need Baker to ask the $1 million question.
Oh, your Mitch Marner stuff?
I'm just saying. You know, you really want to make a splash. That's how
I
you
think you're going to be asking this in December. Like, why didn't we get him if we didn't get him?
I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't get him and he goes somewhere else and balls out, I'm going to be like, didn't I tell you? I said it. I said it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that whole saga. But go ahead and tell people what you've got to talk about.
So as a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me, on and off the field. That's why I chose Caps for my NeoGraft treatment. They got a great reputation, and after doing my research, I knew I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional. They answered every question and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. This wasn't just about hair. It was about investing in myself. The results are natural and fits my busy schedule, and I already feel confident. People mistaking me for Denzel Washington already. Guys don't talk about this enough, but we should. Caps made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I made. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, your guy Mitch Marner, there's a whole saga with him and Vegas.
What about it?
Well, because Vegas is trying to trade for his rights, and then they're trying to make this happen before the deadline.
Of course they are.
And Elliot Friedman is basically saying, like, there's been a whole lot of, not tampering going on, but like they've been talking about this for over a year. Vegas and Toronto have been trying to get him there. Vegas didn't want to do it last year, but now they're more ready to do it. Mitch Marner had a no move clause, and he was asked to waive that to go to Carolina. He said no. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'd love to believe the Jackets could be in on him, but I don't know, buddy. That would be pretty shocking if it happened.
It's a dark horse. You know,
well, you know what?
The Blue Jackets is a dark horse.
Let's you're right. I want us to come out shining in that and hopefully get him, but we'll find out what happens. Lots of moving parts as we get into tomorrow. July 1st, free agency starts, so there's a lot going on with what the Blue Jackets can do. I hope they land their big targets. Ohio State trying to land their big targets as well. Unfortunately, they didn't yesterday. Carter Meadows, who is a top defensive end prospect, 4-star guy who had Ohio State, Penn State, South Carolina on his list, 6'6", 235 edge. He chose the Wolverines over the Buckeyes. That is one of those things that has had Buckeye fans concerned, right, is getting defensive line talent to this team.
Mm-hmm.
Our guy Jeremy Birmingham, a.k.a. Berm, who obviously he and Austin Ward do a great podcast, do a whole bunch of stuff on their website. Of course, they're also on 10+. You can see them there. But Berm over the weekend kind of laid it out that Ohio State is trying to follow the NIL rules by the book with what the new rules seem to be, with revenue sharing, bringing your NIL groups in-house, getting a little bit more OSU control over that. Other schools haven't been doing that yet. And that might account for some of why you're seeing some of these schools beating out Ohio State in some of these recruiting battles, because they're throwing a little bit more money at it. Because Ohio State's trying to do it by the book, and some of these other schools are saying, until I see the police show up and knock on our door and say you can't do that anymore, the college football police, we're going to keep on doing it.
Well, like I said, I'm mad. I'm not mad. I know a lot of people are frustrated, like Ohio State should do whatever it takes to win. Well, one, they're coming off a national championship. So, and this is the first year after following the national championship. So a lot of recruits, it's fresh in your mind what Ohio State just did. Then you seen the draft, all those guys that got drafted. What the hell, like 14, 15 people get drafted or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's right.
When you see that, like, you don't have to do as much. You're not in desperation mode right now because players, high school kids want to come to Ohio State. They literally just won a championship. So it's like, all right, I can go there and I can realistically see myself winning the national championship there. So I think that's why you don't see them doing the desperate things. I like the fact that they play by the rules. Like I said, I had to live through the tattoo gate, you know, the scandal, and have to deal with the repercussions of that. And it was terrible. I hated it. I couldn't go to play I couldn't beat Bodie's Notre Dame team for a ring. Right. All of those things. Like, so I think Ohio State was so scarred from that they said we're not going to go down that road again, to the point where they just want to run an honest program. And I think that's just what it's going to be.
Here is one of the posts from Jeremy Birmingham that had everybody kind of, you know, looking at things and wondering what's going on. He said, certainly things are okay. It doesn't take long for things to change, though, if key pieces of the roster continue to be backfilled. Ohio State is rarely first in adaptation, but fans demand the best all the time. My job is to try to provide context and explanation regarding recruiting. And, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of this stuff that's out there that it from what you see when you look at some of the recruits that Ohio State's getting, especially in this 2026 class, they're still a top 5 class. Let's be clear, right? The panic that sets in when it's a top 5 class, ... but because you know that there are guys out there that could have put it maybe even higher than that. I think the concern becomes, especially when it's the same positions over and over and over. Mm-hmm. How many years have we been talking about defensive line depth could be a concern? Well, defensive line depth is not as good as it once was. And yet again, now for next year's recruiting class, we're hearing that defensive line is one of the issues in this recruiting class. To
be fair, it was both lines. It was offensive line and defensive line. They kept missing on. at least they got one of them down right now with the offensive line.
And what happened, by the way, this offseason? Did anything change with the offensive coaches?
Yeah, they got a new offensive line coach.
I mean, I think that's where some fans are kind of going here is Brian Hartline, as much as maybe you don't get every top wide receiver recruit, he gets enough. And I saw Berm had a post about that saying, yeah, but guys are willing to take less money to come play for Brian Hartline because he gets dudes to the NFL. Larry Johnson's gotten tons of people to the NFL. What I'm saying is it's odd that position group, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to get the same level of recruits that the wide receiver group does, or even now, like you said, offensive line is starting to come back around.
Well, I mean, it's the almighty dollar. I mean, the edge rusher is arguably the second most important position in football. You got the quarterback, and then it's the edge rusher. So some of these edge rushers, maybe Ohio State can get close, but if, let's say, a school's offering them $1 million and Ohio State's offering them $600,000,
yeah,
especially to some of these kids that you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know their situation, their backgrounds, $1 million is life-changing money for them. So that's kind of how Ohio State probably is missing out on some of those recruits. But they look at it like, well, if Larry Johnson is as good as a coach as he says he is, and he's got all this clout, then we can go get a 4-star, 3-star, 4-star guy, and he can get them up to speed. Because I tell you what, some of the linemen that I know say that Coach Johnson's workouts is the toughest workouts they've ever done in their life, but it prepared them and got them ready for the NFL. So he knows what he's doing.
Oh, I don't doubt that Larry Johnson knows what he's doing. And I don't doubt that he is a very, very good coach. I think you have a lot of, at this point with Ohio State fans, we're obviously, the expectation is super high, and anything that isn't perfect is going to be questioned, and I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah, I think Larry Johnson's like his own worst enemy. I think he set the bar so high for himself, bringing in guys like Chase Young and the Bosa brothers, and then you had like Jack Sawyer and JTT. They played well, but it felt like it took them like 3.5 years to get to where we thought they should have been a couple of years ago. It felt like those guys didn't really start playing good till like the Indiana game this year, so I feel like we have such high expectations for defensive line recruits here because of Larry Johnson's past, and he's not living up to his own benchmark.
I think you're exactly right on that, Dylan. And I think that also, you look at wide receiver, how many guys have you seen come in as a freshman and be like, oh man, that guy might be the best. Jeremiah Smith did it last year, but you had Marvin Harrison Jr. before that, right? Where it's like these guys are impacting the roster immediately. Feels like defensive line, you're waiting a couple years. Does that mean it's bad? No. It just means adjustments have to be made to try to get it exactly where Ohio State fans want, and you can't fix everything immediately all the time.
This year is telling on the D-line because if you ask anybody that's been paying attention, the position of major concern is the D-line. So it's going to be interesting to see those guys, because now you don't have the quote-unquote big-name guys anymore. Are these guys still productive? Can we still get some stuff? Can we get sacks? Can we get pressures out of these guys that's not necessarily the big-time recruits?
All right. I agree with everything you said, although I got a little distracted because I remembered what we're doing next.
What are we doing?
One of my favorite segments that we ever do. I have breakfast food for you to try next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, the rain is definitely causing some concerns on the roadways right now. We are taking a closer look at folks over in Powell. If you're making your way out the door, taking 315 southbound right at State Route 750, do expect some lane closures because of a crash out there. We're reporting drive times for you at 14 miles per hour, so definitely a lot slower. Want to make sure you are nice and cautious on the roads. Again, it is raining out there, so be very, very vigilant. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Used car prices are sky high. Families paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The second longest game in Reds history, a 20-inning affair, played on this date, June 30th, back in 1892. Chicago and Cincinnati to play the Reds. And by the end of the fifth, the score was 7-7. You might think the clubs would have used relief pitchers by this point, but in this era, starting pitchers usually went the distance no matter the score. And so the starters were still in the game. And evidently both got their second wind. For over the next 15 innings, neither allowed a run. Both starters pitched the entire 20 innings. The game was finally called because the Chicago club had to catch a train. Don't think you're likely to see a game like that again, but it happened on this June 30th, 1892, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Beat the heat with Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Buy 4 windows and get 4 windows free, plus a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment when prices are going up. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Hurry, the sale ends soon. Don't wait to get your estimate. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony, start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will still have some chances of showers and thunderstorms across the region this morning. Otherwise, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies and wake up temperatures in the 70s. Those storm chances linger into the second half of the day with highs in the upper 80s. Some storms which could be on the stronger side. And then for tonight, temperatures into the 70s with still a chance of storms for the first half of your Tuesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Maybe over the weekend you had something going on. Maybe you were busy. Maybe I don't know if you were as busy as Tom Brady was at Jeff Bezos' wedding. See these pictures? He apparently was. Well, I don't know if there's pictures of it, but there were stories coming out of that wedding, which was apparently very lavish. It's Jeff Bezos, arguably the richest man on the planet,
of course,
dancing with Sydney Sweeney, which let him live.
Listen, man, him and
Giselle?
No, not Giselle. I was going to say
they're broken up.
I was going to say him and Bill Belichick are more alike than we thought.
Well, they're both goats.
Both are goats.
Sure.
Definitely are goats.
They
definitely are. They definitely have the same taste in women.
Well, they said that this was just a dance. They shared, they're just dancing. There was 200 people at this wedding. There's not a ton of people.
You know
there.
how many times people fell in love while dancing?
What do you mean?
Like people would dance.
Sure, plenty of times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That could be what just transpired right before our very eyes.
Are you telling me that Tom Brady may have said, I don't know who Sydney Sweeney is, but I'm just dancing with this lovely person at this wedding. And now, I'm pretty sure he would have already been aware of Sydney Sweeney. I don't know if dancing with her would be
he'd be under a rock if he didn't know who she was.
You would think so. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez had this 3-day event in Venice, Italy, where I saw that there were people protesting because they bought a significant part of the city to just have their wedding, and it apparently snarled everything. It made it very difficult to go anywhere in that city. But yeah, whatever. He's the richest man on the planet. You think he's not going to have a elaborate wedding? Of course he is.
He's not rich. He's wealthy.
That is exactly what it is.
What I'm hoping for his sake, instead of giving up half his fortune when he gets divorced this time, he has a prenup with maybe a modest $1 billion in there. Just give her $1 billion if you get divorced, not half of everything you own.
You don't think that's when they met, that was the conversation?
Well, how did he mess that up the first time?
Well, didn't build it together?
I don't know. I'm sure. Well, yeah.
They built Amazon together, right?
His first wife was married to him through all of that.
Yeah,
and then she got.
All right, so she's
been. By the way, she's been giving away a lot of that fortune too. She donates that money. Good for her.
Well, she need to throw it to the United Tyvis Fund.
Oh, is that the fund we're working for?
United Tyvis Fund.
The Gianna Gonzalez College Foundation. That's my daughter.
There you go. Exactly right. By the way, Kim Kardashian, Usher were there among many others. What I found interesting was...
Well, you wasn't invited.
Well, there were only 200 people, Tyvis. I can't be... I'm a customer of theirs, but I can't necessarily say that I got the invite.
All the money we spend on Prime, and you think you know a guy.
Well, I just find it interesting because when you see the guest list, you see all the people that get invited, they're all celebrities. And it made me wonder, does he have actually, friends?
Regular people?
People always talk about, oh, man, when you get wealthy, you don't want to, lose your connection to the people you grew up around. It doesn't feel like anybody that it doesn't seem like he keeps a lot of connections, right? It seems like he just finds new people. Those are now his people, and then that's it. And he kind of doesn't have anything to do with you if you were from a past part of his life.
So he changed. He's what we would say he's fake.
Well,
he changed. He got his money and he changed up on us.
It does happen sometimes. I also saw, speaking of change, his wife, Lauren Sanchez, people were showing the pictures of her when she met him versus what she looks like now.
She got some work done.
The face I don't know why people think that's the plastic surgery face that people get, where she's got the money too, clearly. The two of them together.
What? It's one of those things that when I used to be younger, I used to say, I don't understand it. I don't understand why people do it. And now as I got older, and I'm 30 now, so now I'm open to listening to people's opinions and thoughts.
No, but I think
I like to put myself in their shoes, and obviously people feel some type of way, it's an insecurity, and they want to fix that insecurity. I just did it with my hairline. Shout out to Caps.
Yeah, but that's one thing, getting your getting your hairline fixed, or I can understand getting some cosmetic work done. I'm talking about where people it seems like they start and then they don't know when to stop, and they've just gotten to
that's
a point.
What we just talked about with Joe Buck.
Yeah, with his hair plugs. Yeah. He has said that he had an addiction to it, and If you haven't seen the pictures, you should probably go check that out. Their wedding was very elaborate, and I'm quite sure only a few thousand average day workers were displaced for that so that they could have their nice little moment.
I had a random phone call yesterday, and I should have asked him if he went. Sherm called me yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You think he got invited? Did he know Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, he said they hung out. So they hung out. And
wow.
If I can remember this correctly, because now this could be completely wrong, so but I think I heard him right when he said this. This woman that Jeff Bezos
Lauren
married,
Sanchez,
is she Tony Gonzalez's ex-wife?
Oh, I don't know about that. Is that a thing? I hadn't heard that.
I could be wrong. Now, I'm pretty sure he said something like that along those lines.
Well, if that's the case, you know what?
Is it?
Yeah, it does say. It says Lauren Sanchez's ex, Tony Gonzalez, will be at her wedding.
Yeah. So it was funny.
I didn't know that at all.
So Tony Gonzalez and Sherm, they do Amazon Prime.
Yeah, okay.
They do, Thursday Night Football.
Right.
So obviously Jeff Bezos is always around, and they all kicking it. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, right.
I guess the relationship is all good. That they, Tony Gonzalez can be there with his ex-wife and her new husband. And it's not weird. They all just kick it and have a good time. So he was explaining that to me. And so every time I see them, that's what I think about.
I just hope all the Amazon workers who are working doubles who can't go to the bathroom because they're not allowed company bathroom breaks, I hope they all took a moment to say, Jeff Bezos, thank you for all you've done. And I hope your wedding in Venice is great. It's time. Tyvis, you're going to eat a thing. Here's the game. I give you a product.
This is not even the game.
Well, no, it is. You don't have to eat them. Here's what I have today. I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch Hershey's Kisses.
Okay.
I said it was breakfast food. It has Cinnamon Toast Crunch in it.
It's not.
It is.
It is not.
It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It is
Hershey's Kiss.
This is a candy that has breakfast flavor, but it's still a candy.
All I'm saying is, I think we should try. I'm going to try it on the air. My wife actually bought these because she said you need to give these to Tyvis.
You know the price of the bag?
I do.
Okay.
So here's the game.
Here we go.
You have multiple choice. It's either if you get it right, you don't have to eat it, though I think you still should. But if you get it wrong, you absolutely have to eat it.
Well, if I get it right, I will eat it.
You will. All right.
At 12 o'clock.
Okay. It's breakfast. I said find something breakfast food that we can use.
Breakfast.
All right.
It is a candy.
Here's the price.
Let's go.
This is for a 9-ounce bag of this candy. Okay. It's either $4.99, $5.99, or $6.99. How much do you think the cinnamon toast? You can see the bag right here. It's got serving size is 7 pieces. 170 calories for 7 of these. That's not bad at all.
Look at you.
That's health food.
I only had 2, so I can come get 5 more.
Look at that. Exactly right.
You had it already?
Oh, I couldn't wait till the bit.
Okay.
I had it during the break.
What is wrong? It's candy for breakfast. What is this, Reese Puff cereal?
I'm gonna eat one now. Go ahead, Tyvis. What do you think? $4.99, $5.99, or $6.99?
I would guess. I'm gonna go $4.99.
Let's see if you're right. Hold on a second. I'm eating it right now. It's really good. It's got a little crunch to it. It actually has a Cinnamon Toast Crunch in it.
Is it $5.99?
It's $5.99.
I knew I should have.
Eat the thing.
$5.99.
Eat the thing. It's in the intro. It's not maybe anymore. You're going to eat it. And then I want a review.
This is
mouthful review of
apparently
how good this is.
it must be good because Dylan's going to come back.
What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
That might be the most delicious piece of candy I've ever consumed in my entire existence.
I'm telling you, they're really good. I enjoy this quite a bit.
It is really good.
Yeah, see?
Really
it's
good.
Breakfast food.
It's not breakfast food.
Yes, it is. 7 for 170 calories. Boom.
It's good,
That and a protein shake, and you're still under 500 calories.
It is really, it tastes just like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's actually really good.
See?
I might get some and pour them in a bowl of milk and eat them like they're cereal.
Well, that's a little excessive.
No, that's actually, we found out. I did a raffle a few weeks ago. We were at an event. They had like a charity thing I put in for this raffle. One of the items that it turned out I won the raffle.
Mm-hmm.
I won an ice cream maker. I found out over the weekend.
Okay.
I got the message from the organization.
The Ninja thing?
I don't know if it's that one. I'm not sure of the brand. But what I do know is you can put stuff in ice cream makers, and I'm thinking I'm going to crush some of these up, chop them up, put those in there. Make some Cinnamon Toast Crunch Hershey's Kiss ice cream.
How long will that bag last?
Oh, seconds. Oh, and the ice. I'm saying
no. To that bag right there, currently, will it make it till tomorrow?
If I was this was,
well, during the commercial, I'm going to come get some more.
No,
so.
it's all right. That was another successful episode of Tyvis Eats a Thing. We're going to make you eat everything unhealthy and get you up to my size very soon. Dylan Tyre from the Blue Jackets. He joins us next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are definitely noticing a lot of slowdowns out there for your Monday commute. Some areas to take particular interest is going to be over on our west side, 70 heading into the downtown area over on the eastbound side. That's looking a little bit slower because of some ongoing construction. 71 northbound heading into the city by Greenlaw. We are noticing some delays there. Even 270 by Westerville Road up there on our northeast side. That's looking a little bit dicey this morning. Of course, we have just more people on the roads, but also rain in our area. So make sure to take it nice and slow on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Cool cars, cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Fender Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut, minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Joining us now on the fan guest hotline, he is Blue Jackets broadcaster extraordinaire Dylan Tyre. Dylan, how you doing, man?
I am great. Good morning to you guys. Happy Monday. Excited to be on, chatting everything about the Blue Jackets. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been filling in on Buckeye Show. You've been on the station a lot more, but this is the bread and butter for you, right? Talking Blue Jackets hockey. And I know this weekend, it was a busy weekend there nationwide. You had the draft. There was a lot of movement that happened, but what's your number one takeaway from this weekend of Blue Jackets hockey, if you had to sum it up in one, kind of quick statement?
Pretty simple. The Blue Jackets got better. You know what they were able to do going into the draft, getting Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood from the Colorado Avalanche. That really solidifies the Blue Jackets' bottom six and legitimizes that bottom six. I love what they were able to do there. I know everybody going into the draft was talking about the Blue Jackets potentially trading their two first-round picks to get an impact player. Would that have been very fun to see them do? Yes. It didn't necessarily shake out like that just because there weren't a whole lot of trades around the entire National Hockey League. So the Blue Jackets end up getting Jackson Smith at 14th overall, a great skating big defenseman that they had very, very high on their own draft board. Then at 20, they get a goaltender in Pyotr Andrianov, who they also had very high on their draft board. And outside of that, at 76th overall, they drafted Malte Voss, a physical Swedish defenseman, who they had in their top 15 on their draft board. So a lot of value in the Blue Jackets' eyes. So all in all, they got better, and I'm happy about it.
Dylan, tomorrow free agency opens up, I think July 1st, correct?
That is correct.
Who do you want them to go after? Because I have my own thoughts, but I want to hear who you want them to go after to make this team better.
Well, obviously, the big thing that Don Waddell has talked about, the few big things that he's talked about, acquiring a top six winger, solidifying the defense, which I think the Blue Jackets were able to partially do yesterday in re-signing Dante Fabro. I think a good deal all the way around there. And then potentially shoring up things in net. A couple of targets in that forward group. Obviously, Mitch Marner's name is out there. It sounds like he might be going to Vegas. Those rumors have kind of quieted down a little bit. Nikolai Ehlers is probably the other big forward out there from the Winnipeg Jets. He's in for, maybe a little bit of a pay raise, but also just a bigger opportunity with a different team. So he's a name that interests me. And in net, I think Jake Allen is probably the top guy available. So it'll come down to what the Blue Jackets decide to do with Elvis Merzlikins. There have been rumors that they maybe want to upgrade the situation in net, so we'll see if that changes in the next couple of days. But those are the two big forwards, I think. Mitch Marner, who is going to get a large contract, and then Nikolai Ehlers. He's a guy that, is a 65, 70-point player and could even be more than that with a bigger opportunity. So those are a couple of names that intrigue me. Yeah, free agency tomorrow could be exciting.
Well, Dylan, for the past week, I've been on this show beating the table on Mitch, and it's to the point where now I got T-Bone to agree that if the Blue Jackets do sign Mitch, we're gonna go streaking. Will you join? Yeah. Will you join us?
I am right there with you. That would be awesome. Like, where do I sign up? Where I am on board with that. You got to be prepared to pay for this guy. He's a top 5, top 10 playmaker in the entire National Hockey League. So it's not often that guys like this come available in free agency, right? So it's a very unique situation. Every team in the NHL, I think, is going to be interested in this guy. So it's going to come down to the right term, the right money, and ultimately where he wants to be. But hey, if that turns out to be Columbus, I'm right there with you. I'm out in the streets running down High Street.
It's going to be quite the run club that we've developed here. The naked jogging for Mitch Marner will be a lot of fun. Dylan Tyre joining us from the Blue Jackets Radio Network. Mentioned Jackson Smith, the 14th overall pick that the Jackets took there. And I mean, I know that every hockey club wants guys like this, but I kind of note how Jackets seem to really enjoy getting big two-way defensemen who can put the puck in the net, right? And he kind of fits that profile.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Jackson Smith is a little bit of a do-it-all player. And something I've talked about the last couple of days is you have to be very careful when you're watching the highlight tape of prospects like this. But, some of the stuff that Jackson Smith does with the puck on his stick and his skating ability is very, very unique. I've seen some things calling him the most talented defenseman in this draft behind Matthew Schaefer, who went number 1 overall. Obviously, the Blue Jackets had Jackson Smith way high on their board. I think when he fell to 14, a lot of people were very surprised that the Blue Jackets were able to select him there. And remember, he's big, too. He's 6'4", right around 200 pounds, tremendous skater, great changing directions. He's going to be playing at Penn State next season, so I guess some added incentive there for Blue Jackets fans to be able to see him in Columbus, or if they want to make a trip to Hockey Valley, as they call it. But I love the pick, and on top of that, he seems like a great kid. Like, we had him on our radio show almost immediately after he was drafted. He was fired up. He was on the video board at Nationwide Arena. He was loving that the fans were so excited about him, and vice versa. It was really, really cool, and that's one of the best parts of Blue Jackets development camp this coming week is that we get these guys in the organization early, get to meet them, and by and large, the last few years, I think the Blue Jackets have drafted really quality people. So I'm excited to get to know Jackson in person and obviously watch him play in person because he looks like he's going to be special.
Speaking about getting people in the organization, I want to talk about the goalie that they selected at 20. Now, T-Bone was educating me. He was saying that he can't come play for the Blue Jackets for 4 years. Is that true? Or is there any way we can speed that process up?
Well, not really. So when players are over in Russia, it's a bit of a mystery, right? Like, as far as it went with the last couple of big Russians, Matvei Michkov and Ivan Demidov, nobody really knew when those guys were going to come over to North America. Part of the reason those guys fell in the draft was players, teams, management thought that they would stay over in Russia for longer than they did. As it turns out, they made the leap to North America and the NHL rather quickly, and it's worked out for both the Flyers and the Montreal Canadiens. Andrianov is under contract over in Russia, but The thing for me with goaltenders is I don't really care where they are. He's going to be playing in the KHL for all that time, which is one of the better hockey leagues in the world. If he's in North America right now, say you're drafting an 18-year-old goalie in Pyotr Andrianov in North America, he's going to spend another season or two in junior, or he's going to go play college hockey. Then he's going to go spend a few years in the American Hockey League. Then he's going to be a Blue Jacket eventually, assuming, he develops properly. Compared to Jet Greaves, he joined the organization 4 or 5 years ago, and he's getting his first full look in the NHL, presumably, this upcoming season. The idea with Andrianov is that he will be NHL ready after those 4 or 5 years over in Russia. So it's not like you're going to have to wait for him over there and he's going to come and play in the AHL for a bunch of years and eventually be a Blue Jacket. You see that with the other best Russian goalies in the NHL, whether it's Ilya Sorokin, Igor Shesterkin. Those guys are playing in Russia, and they come over to North America, and they're ready to go right away. So I think that's the idea for Andrianov. Obviously, you'd like him to be in the organization and in North America sooner. Everybody wants that, but that's just the nature of the beast in drafting Russian prospects. I will say the expectation is that he will be at Blue Jackets development camp this week, which I think is a pretty big win.
One more thing for you, Dylan. I know the remote draft kind of had its pluses and minuses. I heard Don Waddell talking a little bit how he said if they went back and voted on this again, probably a lot of the GMs would maybe go the other way from initially being very high on it. Just from a broadcast perspective, how did that work out for you guys, seeing all the different prospects kind of, from Nationwide Arena, but they weren't, it was a little bit of a decentralized draft. Did you like that format, or would you like to see maybe go back to what they used to do?
I mean, personally, I didn't mind it. Like, there was lots of, I don't want to say panic, that's not the right word, but there was lots of maybe concern going into it. People weren't sure what it was going to be like. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, guys, this is what the NFL does. This is what the NBA does. It's going to be like that, right? But it did take a long time. The draft was slower than usual. And the thing for me, first of all, I love going to the draft. I think it's awesome to be able to be there. You're in the mix with the prospects. You're seeing what's going on the floor with the GMs and stuff. And I think that's the biggest thing, in that because the GMs weren't there in person, I think we saw less trades this year. There was less conversation. And I think that's kind of the root of the argument from Don Waddell, where he's like, yeah, I voted this way, but if I could, I would probably go back, because I think all of those guys like being there in person, being able to talk about deals and stuff like that. It's just tough with free agency right around the corner, but if you have a few days between free agency and the draft, it makes it easier. So if it looks like that going forward, I think that's an ideal situation for the GMs.
Well, plenty to be looking forward to when it comes to free agency. We're going to see what the Jackets do over the next few days. Dylan, we'll chat again soon. Thanks for jumping on with us. We appreciate it.
Yep, guys, have a great rest of your day. I appreciate it.
There you go. CBJ Radio host Dylan Tyre with us here. We'll do Crosstalk next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning. Well, we are still monitoring a crash for folks over in Powell, 315 southbound, just at State Route 750. Do expect some lane closures in this area, clocking you in at 15 miles per hour for your drive time. Still pretty slow for your Monday commute there. Make sure to take it nice and slow, though. We do expect rain in our area, so just make sure, depending on where you're coming from, to just be extra cautious on the roads for your Monday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
The Valley Swing into Summer Sales event is happening now. Over 180 Super Duties with up to $11,000 off. Pickup, stakes, dumps, and more. Over 100 Ford Transits, including brand new Transits at up to $7,000 off. Every Ford has huge pre-tariff savings, plus many with Ford employee pricing while supplies last. It's all waiting for you at the Valley Ford of Columbus Commercial Truck Center in Hilliard.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoglinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coughlin discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes! Your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces and cracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Tyvis, you've got something to tell the people, don't you?
I got to keep them updated. Listen, I'll be real. Hair loss is something a lot of guys deal with, but we really don't talk about it. I wanted to get ahead of it, and Caps was the place I trusted. Their reputation is strong, the team is experienced, and the whole vibe is modern, professional, and zero pressure. NeoGraft was comfortable, low maintenance, and it fit into my schedule without slowing me down. I'm already seeing the signs of progress. I got some stubble growing up there, and I'm excited. It just feels good to know that I made a smart, confident choice. More men need to know taking care of yourself isn't extra. It's normal, and Caps gets that. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
There you go. Ryan Baker joining us from Bishop and Friends. How you doing, Bakes?
I'm doing fantastic, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm trying to put you on the Caps. You could get it to come back.
Listen, Tyvis, I had some opportunities like that.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. Having hair sounds like way too much work.
Oh, yeah. That's a fair point.
Way too much work.
What's wrong with you two bald-headed guys?
Here's the other thing, Tyvis.
You both look like Stone Cold.
What is wrong with that? That's a good-looking dude.
I wish I looked like Stone Cold.
Good-looking dude.
I've been favorably compared to Dom DeLuise. That's the only one I got. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We need to get you one of those hats. The Payne Stewart hat. That's what we need. I think I've got some of those.
Oh, yeah. Bring one in. Let's see what it looks like. I'll make it work. We'll make it happen.
Tyvis, here's the other thing. I have never paid for a haircut in my life. I see no reason to start doing that now.
Really? So you mean to tell me when you see some of these hairstyles, you don't think to yourself like, man, that'd be nice. I'd love to have that.
Listen, my co-host on Bishop and Friends, Eric Reeser, and Bo, both of them, great hair. But every day in here, when I look at Reeser and I see that beautiful head of hair that he's got,
he should do the Jimmy Neutron.
I'm like, how much time did it take for him to make that look that way today? Like, listen, I forgot to set my alarm today. I had not done this in a long time, but I forgot to set my alarm. I literally woke up, had to go to the bathroom. It was 25 minutes before my alarm was supposed to go off. I laid back down. The next thing I know, I woke up and I was like, man, why isn't that alarm gone off? It looks awful light out there. And it was time for me to be leaving the house.
Oh, boy.
So we went into speed mode, But if I had hair, that would have took a lot longer time.
No, you wouldn't. You just throw a hat on.
That's what I do now. And it's perfect.
See? I agree
you
with
say all that to say, all you have to do is put a hat on. If Reeser runs late and he can't do his hair, he just put a hat on.
But I've never seen Reeser in a hat.
Yeah, that's
maybe
fair.
he just doesn't like it.
Now that you say that, I don't know if
it's weird seeing you without one, quite frankly.
I can't even wear my Guardians hat. I got to represent the fans.
He's so mad at the Guardians right now. I don't blame him.
You get blanked out of 3 games.
He's so mad he got mad at Dylan for saying that they got blanked yesterday.
I didn't believe.
How dare
Dylan's fault?
No. That's what I said.
He could have did his update by just saying the Guardians lost. You didn't have to say they got blanked.
But that's not what happened. They got shut out. That was a big old goose egg up on that board.
Baker loves it.
How many games is the Reds out of the wild card?
2.5.
How many games is the Guardians out?
What's the Guardians' record?
Yeah, that's right. Different.
I love how Tyvis takes my argument when it's convenient for him.
It's Baker. It's Baker. Because he acts like he just on cloud nine right now. Y'all stole our manager.
Stole? Have I acted
stole
like
him.
I'm on
He was gone.
They forced him out.
No, okay. Right.
Well, you started this fight. You said I'm on cloud 9. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
Trying to talk about you not wearing a hat.
Sit here wearing your Reds hat all proudly.
Well, I was at the game Friday, so I figured I would wear the hat today.
As you should.
Plus, it matches the fan shirt.
Yeah.
So does this hat.
I know, but I don't have that hat.
Why?
Great question.
I'm glad neither of you are asking about the Mets, which is making me feel great because I just don't even want to jump into that conversation right now. I also found out Dylan is a Yankees fan, so now we have
Dylan is a Yankees fan?
Yeah. He has an excuse. He was born there.
I was. That's fine.
Are you a Knicks fan?
No.
Nobody's a Knicks fan.
Why would you want to do that? Don't do that to
I
yourself.
only root for my king, LeBron, in the NBA.
Wow.
He is a LeBron fan.
Yeah, I told him Giannis was the GOAT. He looked at me like I was crazy.
I almost left the group chat when you said that.
He is the biggest LeBron homer ever.
Well, that's fine. He'll fit right in over here. What is coming up on Bishop and Friends today?
Bo is back. It's no longer the substitute teachers. The main teacher is back, so we've got to be on our P's and Q's. We will talk a lot with Bo, I think at the 10 o'clock hour, about what he missed last week while he was traveling all over the country. It was a big weekend for the Blue Jackets, and hopefully a big week for the Blue Jackets as free agency starts tomorrow. We'll have general manager Don Waddell on at 9:30.
Sell him on Mitch Marner.
Yeah, tell him about him. Make sure he knows who he is.
Tell him that it's a whole streaking thing going on if he signs.
We want to sign Mitch Marner, right? If we tell Don there's going to be naked men running through the street, he may not want to do it.
So far,
point.
it's 3 of us. It's me, T-Bone, and Dylan.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Well, maybe Dylan, maybe our producer, Dylan Gonzalez, maybe he'll join us too. I don't know.
Reeser is saying no, but he would be so excited.
Right? I've heard Dylan Gonzalez has streaked for a lot less. So.
All right, there you go. 3 hours of Bishop and Friends coming up next. It's buzzer time now, so let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
This is not great. We know that AI is kind of taken over the AI music production. I've used it for some things here at the station. They work surprisingly well. I don't think they're supposed to work this well. Spotify has a band on there called the Velvet Sundown. They have 400,000 monthly listeners. They have put out, I'm not making this up, June 5th, they put out an album called Floating on Echoes. They're a psych rock band. which is funny enough in its name because psychedelic rock is a thing, but also psych, like maybe they're just fake.
Yeah.
June 20th, they put out another album called Dust and Silence.
Have you checked this out?
Yes, and you know what? Surprisingly, for the genre it is soulless. But if you didn't really care about how good the music, like if you were just trying to see if it would scratch the itch, it does a little bit, surprisingly.
What's the name of it? I'm about to go listen to it.
I feel bad even saying it because I don't want, like, here's the thing. Someone's making money off this thing, and it's not even real people. It's the Velvet Sundown. But now they're getting a lot of backlash because people have figured out this is an AI band. They're on Spotify, and they have hundreds of thousands of listens, and it's all just computer-generated nonsense. But when you listen to it, for a minute, you'll say, it sounds similar to like actual rock bands, but if you listen to like a full song, you will definitely hear there's like no character, there's no feel to it. It doesn't have the same characteristics that a rock song typically has.
You wouldn't go to a concert and just let them play this and just rock out?
No. Why? No, this shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be putting this stuff on Spotify. They should instantly take this down. It shouldn't even be available to you. It's completely fake. Why would they have this?
Somebody's getting paid coin.
I guess someone is.
Now AI's coming for the musicians.
Oh, just wait. They'll be doing their own podcast soon enough.
Well, they'll
be coming for us next.
Next thing you know, AI's the producer of Bishop and Friends.
That's right. That's right. What they can't do, though, is force Tyvis to eat junk food. That AI can never replicate.
That's true.
That's what we have here.
That's true.
All right, Bishop and Friends is next. We'll see you tomorrow. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning. Well, we are still monitoring a crash for folks over in Powell. 315 southbound, just at State Route 750. Do expect some lane closures in this area, clocking you in at 15 miles per hour for your drive time. Still pretty slow for your Monday commute there. Make sure to take it nice and slow, though. We do expect rain in our area, so just make sure, depending on where you're coming from, just be extra cautious on the roads for your Monday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Bats are us when dreams sunk in. Bats are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bats are us when dreams sunk in. Bats are us.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing is durable, providing your home with the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors that will enhance the appearance of your home while also reducing cooling costs, keeping you comfortable all summer long. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking nitro thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary.
But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's Lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-372-2017. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017. 800